victimized by our own government. One man whom they fear, yet who millions love. One man who is willing to take the poison arrows of lawfare. One man whose voice has been taken away by a corrupt judge operating in a corrupt system. One man who has been ridiculed and insulted. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who stands between us and them. One man that wants to see America protected again. One man who wants to see America prosper again. One man who understands that a man is a man and a woman is a woman. One man who understands and protects the blessing of life. One man who wants to restore American exceptionalism. One man who once again wants to make America that shining city on a hill for all to see. A place where all the people of the world glowingly set their eyes upon. America. One man who unashamedly wants to make America great again. That one man is Donald Trump.
This is Fanfare with Barry Cunningham.
So it's all bad for Trump in terms of the public just soundly rejecting everything he's doing, even the stuff that he says just for political effect. It's having the opposite political effect that he intends. I don't know that we have ever seen another first 100 days from any president this roundly rejected and hated by the American people. And as I said, correlation is not causation. Things happening together doesn't necessarily mean that one of those things caused the other one to happen. But on the day we've got on the front page of the New York Times, voters sour on Trump. Americans think Trump is overreaching in his use of power. On the day that is the news on Donald Trump. What does Trump do? He arrests a judge. He arrests a judge. And we're going to talk with Congressman Jamie Raskin about this in just a moment. But if you want to talk about a portrait of desperation, show me the political leader who is just flipping the table over, just pulling the pin on the grenade and rolling it into the room. Show me the elected leader who has decided to start arresting judges to see what happens.
Meanwhile,
I need to ask you an issue that no one's brought up and that has crashed your 401ks. Most of you. Your tariffs. Stock market is way down.
It needed a correction.
Oh, so you support it?
Yes. You bet.
Yep.
How many?
And I have to tell you,
how many?
my 401k wasn't impacted at all.
How many? First off, how many of you did not lose any money over the drop, over the crash of the stock market? One individual, two people. So, Serena,
the Biden administration, I lost more money than the Trump administration by far.
In 2020,
Like
in 2022, they crashed it by 25%. Yeah. For the whole year.
No one's upset over this?
No.
Nope.
No.
Nobody.
There's not a
There's an end
single
game here, though.
40-year period in the history of the stock market where the stock market hasn't appreciated at an average rate of about 7%. It's so, yeah, there's ups and downs and corrections, and sometimes people are foolish and they jump out, buy high, sell low. But if people just get in and stay the course, they'll be just fine.
Yeah, and I was about to say, I'm not a day trader. I try not to look at it very often, which is, I think, a good thing. But I also trust that Trump and all of his advisors that are involved with the tariff issue know what they're doing. So I'm just going to hang on. I know it'll correct at some point. Yeah, I'm not really worried about it.
I think
How much more are you willing to pay for products and services that come out of China? How much do prices have to go up before you say, this is not that great?
I'd rather not buy from China. I'd rather pay more money and buy American.
Same.
And prices only go up if demand is inelastic and if there's no alternative supplies. And they're doing a brilliant job. They're surrounding China with countries that want to manufacture stuff as well. And we do need to bring the stuff back, the strategic stuff for sure. But China is going to be in the soup if they don't knock it off.
Every article of clothing I have on is probably made in China, Malaysia, or somewhere else. Okay, retailers, give me something made in America. I'd gladly buy it, but it's not there. Go to Walmart. You ain't going to find jack shit pair of socks and underwears made in America.
Made in China.
Maybe. But, shoes, Nikes, Pumas, they're all overrated. They're probably all made overseas. How many American shoe companies have you seen go kaput? There used to be one 30 miles down the road, made Stride-Rite, made great shoes. You don't hear from them. China, Malaysia.
We need a correction. We just need a correction. We're willing to take whatever it takes.
To ride it out.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Stay the course. Stay the course.
Exactly. It's been a rough 2 weeks, but guess what? We got 3.5 years to worry.
Exactly.
And if it's like this in a year, I'll have another discussion maybe, but I don't think it's going to be.
I'll tell you what.
Stay the course.
So this is going to be a very, very different show because I am over the insanity of the left. I'm over the insanity on some people on the right. The clickbaity headlines, the videos that are trying to scare you into submission. What you just saw there was pretty interesting to me. That contrast, the word I use a lot, that contrast was, here was Rachel Maddow screaming and kvetching. Oh my gosh, the sky's falling in. People hate Trump across the country. And now he's arrested a judge. And oh my gosh. And I didn't like the little allusion she made to, flipping over the tables. But these people have nothing left to say. And then that last group, or that focus group was put on by Frank Luntz, who is a pollster, an anti-Trump pollster, and he wanted to get a bunch of people together by random and see how bad they felt about what Trump is doing. And he got shocked. And he got really shocked because everybody in that group was like, yeah, we're good. Keep going. Don't stop. Keep going. This is what we voted for. The left can't even comprehend that most of us are sitting back going, this is exactly what we want. Push the pedal to the metal. We want more. Today, if you guys saw my video I posted in the X group, which I hope you're a part of, Robin took me out today to a flower show. And, while this flower show is going on, she's walking around, and it's pretty neat. I'd never been to one of these kind of organic flower shows before, but we're walking around, and she's buying stuff, and I happen to notice nobody cared whether she was a Republican. Nobody cared if the person standing next to him was a Democrat. People were indeed, like President Trump said, out there living their lives. And it just makes you realize at this point how much BS the media has been feeding people. Now, I'm not into the orchids and all that stuff, but there are people buying orchids, they're buying ferns, they're all different ages, a completely, multitude of races. Everybody was out there in the sun. Robin had her big sun hat on. She was happy. I don't know what these things are even called. I don't know what they are. It was like a jungle. It literally is like a jungle walking through there. Mobbed, absolutely mobbed, getting in the parking lot. You couldn't drive through. It was crazy. People were out doing this. Looking at, this is Robin taking a picture of plants that she had an interest in. I'm like, I have no idea. I have no idea what these things are. And I got a whole bunch more of that video, but I didn't want to bore you to tears. The bottom line is, the media is out here screaming. X is out here screaming. And when you detach and say, I'm just not going to be a part of this insanity anymore. Now, of course, we all want the news. And most of the time when I do a video, I'm going to bring you the news. But if you saw the thumbnail I put up earlier, in that thumbnail, I thought, I said, can I put together a thumbnail that really, really shows exactly what I'm thinking? And so this was the thumbnail that I put up. And it's a AI version of President Trump, Elon Musk, and a robot all hanging out and having fun. And so I'm going to preface tonight's show. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about finance. So if some of you guys aren't into finance, this might be the time where you can just go away. I love you, but we're going to be talking about things that actually matter. Now, yesterday I talked about the whole thing with arresting the judges and how President Trump has already declared an emergency and how he's now at the point where he may be ready to suspend habeas corpus. And that was just one of the couple hundred executive orders that he put out. So I spent some time last night and I found this one. And I'm like, how did we miss this? Anyone want to answer how we missed this one? So I'm going to show you an executive order. And this executive order was signed literally, let's see here, April 23rd was the date of this executive order. And this executive order, as I bring it up and show it to you, is named, where's my window that I want to show it to you with? Yeah, we'll bring it up in this window. Advancing Artificial Intelligence. For those of you not playing at home or playing at home, that's called AI. Advancing Artificial Intelligence Education for American Youth. Dated April 23, 2025. 3 days ago. 3 days ago. Let me ask you a question. Has anyone on either side of the table, right or left, even discussed this with you? Have you heard anybody go into depth like, wait a second here. He's telling you again, here's some more breadcrumbs. I'm telling you where I want to go. Actually, he's been telling us for quite some time because I've been talking about it. And I've had people go, oh no, AI is like the mark of the beast. Oh no, we can't do anything with it. Oh my gosh, what are we going to do? I want to tell you a little secret. Many of the videos that I use to comment on a daily basis are edited with AI. Many of the scripts and things that I use on videos are helped put them together with AI. Many of the ads that I read are put together with AI. Many of the ads that you're seeing on television now are not real. They're AI driven. You no longer have to hire models. You no longer have to hire voice actors. You don't have to do any of that. You can literally just now type in a few words and say, can you make this? And boom, voila. Did you know you can create an entire business, not just an image, an entire business with AI that can go from planning to actually ready to launch in about 15 minutes, which used to take, forever. I'm going to show you firsthand how you can do that. Many of you are like, wait a minute, I didn't know I could do that. What if you could launch 5 businesses tomorrow? On a Sunday afternoon, you sit down and go, okay, I'm going to make 5 businesses today. If you wanted to do that, it would take you about 2 hours. Two. And in 2 hours, you could have a viable business that all you have to do is begin promoting on X or on Facebook or wherever, and you're making money. How much? Depends on the business. How often? Depends on the business. Depends on what people are consuming, depending on what you're offering, where you want people to go. Did you know that you could create an entire website in about, 10 minutes? See, no one on the left wants you to know anything about this. You will never, and how do I know this? Because, let me prove something to you very quickly here. Let me go to CNN. Let me pull up this website here. Let me get it centered. I want to prove something to you. A lot of naysayers out there. A lot of people who's like, Barry, I don't think that's true. Let's go to CNN's website. Okay, so on CNN, we're seeing right now that the sky's falling in. 3 charts break down scales of Trump's federal layoffs. Trump criticizes Putin. Yada, yada, yada. Massive explosion. I want you to look at something. There's a search button right here. Hope you guys can see it. And if you type in, just put in the term, AI first. We'll start with AI. They had one yesterday. Good for them. Other than that, hardly talk about it. Doesn't say anything about how you can use AI for your benefit. Nope. Let's look at one of the other ones. Let's look at, MSNBC. And we go to MSNBC's website, which is like, everything sucks, everything's crazy. No, I don't want to enable your ads. It's not gonna let me even get on their website unless I enable ads. I don't want to see their ads. Let's try just regular NBC. And if we go here and NBC News. Yeah, let's go to NBC News, not their television. All right, so NBC News. And first of all, this is where it's hard, because you don't even see a search button. You can't even dig to find out, what do you guys got about AI? You go here, you find it. Let's look for AI. It won't even let me type. It won't even let me type in the thing. It's not even letting me search on their site. Search NBC News. Let's try a different keyword. Let's try it differently. Let's see if it'll let me even search. All right, so I'm going to put AI here. I've got April 20. I'm going to show you this article, but other than that, April 23rd discloses AI was used to develop some questions in exam. Viral AI art making artists even more worried about their futures. But there's nothing that really says, how do I use it for my benefit? What do I need to do? It's really important to President Trump. You can see it by the order that I just showed you. Right there. Artificial intelligence. So I'm going to do something else here. Instead of having to read this entire thing, which is, again, very long. I've read it. But they actually put together a cheat sheet for you. And in this cheat sheet, it says the fact sheet. President Donald Trump advances AI. And this is just all the facts on it. It's still relatively long, but not nearly as long. But I want to read the beginning of it to you. Empowering America's youth. Today, President Trump signed an executive order to create new educational workforce development opportunities for American youth, fostering interest and expertise in artificial intelligence technology from an early age to maintain America's global dominance in this technical revolution for future generations. Hey, Barry, that's just about kids. Nah, if you go down here and you start looking at this part, preparing America's workforce. Today's executive order instructs the Secretary of Labor to leverage authorities and financial incentives to increase participation in AI-related apprenticeships. It also instructs the Secretary of Labor to encourage states and grantees to use Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act funding to develop AI skills and support work-based learning opportunities with occupations utilizing AI. This is where the puck is going. The puck is right here, and for some reason, the liberal media and many on the right just want to focus here. What's going on with this? What's going on with that? And nobody's talking about the future. All they're talking about is, oh my God, he arrested judges. Well, it's the big carrot in everybody's face right now. And the problem with that is too many of us get sucked into that. Yes, we want to know the news as it happens, but at this point, nothing's changing. That's the point. Sorry, I got something in my eye. I had a bug fly in my eye. At this point, that's the problem. Nothing is changing. Every single day, President Trump will do something, and every single day, they are going to complain about it. That's it. That's your news. We could stop every news show hey, today President Trump went and changed his pajamas. Oh, the liberal media, they don't like the color of his pajamas, and it's got stars and bars and moons on it. He should have had blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. How often do you want to hear the same stuff over and over and over? No matter what podcast you go on, all it is just either positive or negative and how the two things are reacting. Unless there's breaking news, unless all of a sudden, something happens, every bit of the news is going to be reactive to something negative or positive, and the Democrats are going to complain about everything. So I told you the other day, I found myself bored to tears. And I'm like, Rob, we got to do something different. I mean, yes, I will still cover news. I will still show reactions. But even you guys in the chat are saying, can you turn off Rachel Maddow? I mean, at this point, you don't even want to hear it. There are now 3 things that we can count on in life. Death, taxes, and crazy liberals. That's a fact. Crazy liberals are not going to change. So why should we spend our time paying so much focus on them? What's the positive stuff that's happening? Well, if you're looking in a quite myopic way and you're staring today, you're missing where things are going. So tonight, President Trump comes back from Rome, and he does a gaggle on Air Force One, and what does he do? He says the same things. Why does he say the same things? Because they ask him the same questions. Hey, so you think you got to deal with China? You think you got to deal with Zelensky? You think you got to deal... Same questions, same answers. There's no news there. Why? Because they can't dare ask the questions they want to or need to, which means then you don't get the information. So I'm going to start finding information. I've been spending so much time studying Rush Limbaugh. I'm like, dude, how did you do this for 25 years without being so repetitive? And it was insight. It was finding things and looking at insight. What made this thing tick? The clickbait titles will be everywhere. People will do, and like today, look at what this nutty liberal said. And you could have probably wrote the video before you even click on it. I'm over that lowbrow stuff. I'm going to have to show some of it because some of it will be just completely insane. But like yesterday when the judge got arrested, that's news. That's something we all want to hear. But now, 24 hours later, are you still talking about it? And are they still talking about it? I'm like, oh God, shut up. She's in jail. She got bailed out. Nothing's going to happen until they start filing pre-trial motions. then we'll have something to report on it. But now, right now, it's like, oh my God, he arrested a judge. And everybody wants to keep showing these people crying. I'm done with that. Done with it. So I want to show you something that's really important that dovetails off of this, which you can all search this. This stuff is free, doesn't cost you a cent, and the education is worth it because all these executive orders are right there for you to look at. And I feel like some people may not have the ability to decipher them, but they're there. And if you need help, that's something we can discuss. Hey man, what does this mean? What does this thing here mean? I'm done looking for the Epstein files. I'm done looking for the Diddy files. You know why? Because it ain't happening right now. So why would we spend every day talking about these two things and Virginia Jeffrey, committing suicide or not committing suicide? Because it's news. But then what? Don't need it. We're in a civil war. Get ready. See, that's one of the things that that is probably the focus of what I want to do is we're in a civil war. You need to be ready. You need to understand where things are going and then be prepared for it. And what I'm going to show you today is going to be a little bit, might be esoteric. I'm going to look to you guys for a lot of questions. So we're like, okay, let's dig into this. Let's understand where we're going. So I've got something for you. And this is about Elon. It's only like 2 minutes long.
No, I'm putting my chips on Musk.
You are on Musk.
Yeah, because I don't think regular scales the way that people think.
Their trips are up 5x. Yeah, 250,000 a week.
No, it's
250,000
on real
streets
a week. Go and read what Musk said about what he's going to do.
I have a lot of respect for people who work with their hands, and we need electricians and plumbers and carpenters. That's a lot more important than having incremental political science majors, I think. I think we should not have this idea that to be successful you need to have a 4-year college. That is simply not true.
Last Wednesday, some people involved in a call involving XAI tell me he was on the call for quite some time. And again, if you want evidence perhaps that he's moving away a bit from Doge back to sort of some of the key areas that he's been associated with, whether it be...
Question. Why do you think Elon Musk is moving away from Doge, if you think he's moving away from Doge? Well, as a very, very intelligent, systems-based entrepreneur, he knows at this point he has put the system in place for Doge. We now can monitor this, we now can monitor that, we can watch this, we can trace this. You don't need me. I'm not sitting here. I'm not going to be the one to enforce it. I've given you the keys to this car. I built this car for Trump's government. If you remember a couple of months ago, President Trump said at this point, and he told people in advance, Secretary of State's going to handle this, Kristi Noem is going to handle that, and so on and so on and so on. They didn't have the systems. The United States government was a failure in regards to systems. So they bring in somebody like Elon Musk and his team, and they start, oh, here's this, so Security, Medicare, Defense Department, USAID, this is broken, this is broken, this is broken. We're going to fix it. We fix this, we fix that, we fix this. The media doesn't either understand that or don't want you to know. They tried to say there was some sort of falling out with President Trump. They tried to say, like, he wanted to get out of the White House. What's he supposed to do? See, if you called me and you said, come on in, I'd like to sell my house. See, some people think I'm a realtor. Please don't insult me. I'm not a realtor. Robin's a realtor. I'm a buyer. I buy houses. I sell them, I fix them up, and I resell them. So if you called me and said, I got a problem, because first of all, you got to have a problem before you call somebody like me. I'm in foreclosure, I'm getting a divorce, my grandfather died, whatever the reason is, you call me because I'm coming to solve a problem. You called Elon because you needed somebody to solve the problem. There was nobody there to do what Elon can do. There are a few guys out there who don't do what I can do. Listen, this house is trashed. I'm going to buy it, we're going to fix it up, and then we're going to sell it. My job is to make sure I give you money so you feel comfortable and move on. Once we do that transaction, once you've called me to purchase this property, to take it off your hands, our business is concluded. I solved your problem. Have a nice day. Bye. Call me if you ever need me again. Hopefully you won't. You won't get in foreclosure again. So at that point, we're done. I solved your problem. You called me. I'm done. You guys ever call a plumber? Ever call an electrician? Ever call an exterminator? Ever have an alligator in a pond? They're like, hey, we need to get that guy out of here. Once he's done, once the plumber, once the electrician are done, bye. I installed a new circuit breaker. I did this. I put in a new trap in your sink. I'm not hanging out here. Hey, what's going on? Think you might need me again sometime? No, go home. I got your number. All right, I'll check in with you every so often. You don't have to do that. I'll call you if I need you. You guys must have vendors that you've worked with. You must have had plumbers, electricians, carpenters. Think about whatever person you needed. That's what Elon Musk was. Elon Musk was Mr. Fix-It. If you guys remember the movie Pulp Fiction, when, what's his name? John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson unalived that guy in the back of the car, and they're like, what do we do? We're going to pull in, and Jimmy will help us wash the car. And then he gets on the phone, he's like, oh, you're sending Mr. Wolf? Why did you just say that? Mr. Wolf was the fixer. I'm going to come in, make it all good. You don't call me anymore. Lose my number, unless, of course, you're ready to pay me to do it again. Elon Musk was Mr. Wolf. What do you expect him to do if all the systems are working? Something breaks. Hey, Elon, we need you. I'll be right there. Remember, he said, I will still be spending 1 or 2 days a week on Doge. I'm not ignoring it. How many days a week do you think he spends on Twitter? X. He's not sitting there looking at X except when he's posting, but he's not in there with the wrench and fixing it. It's running. He put people in place. If this breaks, Sammy, you go take care of it. If this breaks, Sheila, you go take care of it. Don't call me unless, the whole thing breaks. That's what Doge is, and that's what Doge will continue to be. It is the tool needed to put all these things back in place. But the media didn't want you to think that. They wanted you to think that there was some sort of disconnect between President Trump and Elon Musk. And they didn't report what Elon was really working on. You see, what Elon is really working on is based upon what President Trump's initiative is. Elon Musk realizes he's in a race. And he's in a race against a number of big companies who are well-funded. And I'm talking big money. One of the things I learned as a pretty young man is follow money. I've said it to you many times. I've talked about Curly's Gold and City Slickers. Money has friends. Watch people with money. Watch what they do. What are their moves? What do they make it happen? Are they freaking out? I've told you that I used to work for a billionaire. I used to own a hockey team, tried to buy the Miami Dolphins, and I watch what he's doing. Is he freaking out? So why are you freaking out? Because you're watching television. You're watching these people scream at you. So let's dig in a little bit further on what exactly is Elon up to that's so much different that nobody is telling you. Tell me if you've heard this before. I'll look in the chat. You tell me if this is what's happening, if you knew this was happening.
Or XAI. Of course, XAI, the artificial intelligence company, he began a couple of years back. We've talked a lot about it. Its value has skyrocketed. Let me give you some takeaways from the call itself. It was with a number of the companies, with a number of the investors in XAI, going over a number of important things that included the closing of the Twitter transaction, the X transaction. Remember, XAI and X are now one company, valuing X at $33 billion. Going in, XAI had a value of as much as $80 billion. And people take away from the call, at least what I've heard, is the company is setting up for another capital raise of great significance, apparently, and I have not been able to confirm this. I have put a couple of calls in. Jared Birchall, for example, as well, has not gotten back to me, who's advises on all of sort of Musk's matters in terms of financials. But on the call, Musk is quoted as having said, we're going to put a proper value on the company in reference to XAI. And people took that to mean, and again, this is speculation, that they will have a large raise. The last raise, remember that I reported on, $6 billion? This one would be far in excess of that. Some estimate perhaps you get a raise of something like $25 billion for a value that could purport to be between $150 and $200 billion.
Okay, in case you didn't hear that, he's raising money to value XAI at $150 to $200 billion with a B. The media doesn't talk about this. For what reason, I don't know. And I'm not telling you this to go invest in XAI. I am telling you this to tell you to begin getting your feet wet and learning XAI or OpenAI. Learn how to use it to benefit yourself. You may not be in a position to invest in XAI, but you are certainly in a position to begin using Grok, XAI, OpenAI, ChatGPT. 100% I can say that. You know what? It's flipping free. If you want to go to a higher model, you can pay 10 or 15 bucks or whatever to get to a higher model. But if it's sort of like training wheels at this point. If you don't know where this stuff is heading and you don't understand how to use it, you are going to be lost. You will have no one but yourself to blame if you do not develop, number one, an appetite for AI, and number two, a working ability with AI. You have no choice. It is like, it's going to be like using a fork and a knife. It is going to be a part of your life. It already is a part of your life. You may not know it yet. Nobody wants to talk about that. Even on the right, there aren't many people talking about the impact that AI is going to have on your life. So I'm going to spend some time just showing you how big this really is. And it's amazing when you start seeing some of this stuff, you're like, is it really that big? Here's what AI is going to do. It's going to force people to tap in their creativity. You might as well start today. We will not have the excuse of being too busy anymore, because that's all we have to make us more human. We're the ones living on automated time. AI will reverse this. I saw that and I was like, that's perfect. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's going to change everything. And so let me just show you a quick thing. All right, you just saw this post, right? AI is going to blah, 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 blah. Somebody came in at Grok. What does this mean? Did you know that you could post a reply and say, in case you saw something, anything, political or otherwise, at Grok? What does this mean? And then Grok will come back and tell you. It means AI will automate repetitive tasks, freeing up time for people to focus on creativity, which they see as a core human trait. With less busy excuses, we can shift from routine work to creative pursuits. AI handles tasks like data entry or customer service, supporting this shift. However, some worry AI might limit creativity by producing similar outputs or reduce creative skills if overused. That's because you have to learn how to do it. Not just the prompts, but how to develop prompts. What's a prompt? A prompt is when you tell AI, do this. And when I show you what AI can do, you're going to sit back and wait a second. Can you just show me that again? I guarantee you. Let's continue with, you may have heard this before. Following a meeting with POTUS and the UAE, United Arab Emirates, National Security Advisor, the UAE committed to a 10-year, $1.4 trillion investment in the U.S. economy in AI infrastructure, semiconductors, energy, and American manufacturing. 1.4 trillion. Where's this money? How's this money being put so much in this one sector? 1.4 trillion. The numbers that they've been throwing around are otherworldly, and for some reason, they're not reporting it. Maybe because it makes Trump look good. I don't know. Let's see here. Breaking. American software company Palantir is in the process of equipping ICE with AI systems that fuse federal data sets to identify, track, and prioritize deportation targets in real time. Where are they at? And what do we need to do? What you're seeing happening right now is based on AI. How could they possibly be going all over the country and finding these people? Well, they're importing data sets and they're putting in other places so that they can use that data to find these newcomers. It's already happening. The Civil War is happening and the expansion of AI is happening, and most people are sitting back not even knowing that it's occurring. It is that crazy. Let's continue. Report, XAI is in talks to raise $20 billion or more in funding, according to Bloomberg, following the AI company merger with X. The investment round, which could be the second largest of all time for a startup after OpenAI's, would value the company at over 120, and like he said, 120 to 200 billion. Some sources believe the funding amount could end up being even higher. So you think Elon Musk is leaving because he's being, he's got him and Trump have a bad problem right now? Or are they doing the same thing and they're doing something over here that the public and the media aren't even paying attention to? Do you think it's coincidental that President Trump 2 days ago puts out an executive order about AI, and then this article, let me just show you, this article came out today, April 26th. You like the coincidences here? 3 days ago, President Trump says, let's start focusing even more on AI. And then 2 days later, Elon says, we're going to go ahead and raise $20 billion on a valuation of 120 to 200. So what does that mean? When you hear somebody say, we're raising X amount of dollars, but we're valuing it at this much. Well, that means the amount of shares that he's getting ready to put out there for investors to buy, relative to how many shares are available, the value of the company at that point is a multiple of the amount he raised. So if he's raising 20 billion and they're saying it could be worth 200 billion, then what they're actually saying, he's probably selling 10 to 12% of the company. Because if you sell 10% of the company for 20 billion and it causes the company to be worth 200 billion, well, that's 10x. So he's 10xing right in front of our eyes. Going from a $20 billion raise, and they say raising the money, to a $200 billion company. 2 days after President Trump has said, let's move. Let's do this stuff. XAI Defys Skeptics soars to elite status. Dramatic rise proves doubters wrong. The latest artificial intelligence index, did you even know there was such a thing? Reveals Elon's bold bet on AI is paying off spectacularly. XAI has rocketed from a modest 22 points to an impressive 63 in just 1 year. And this entire article talks about the difference between the different AI players and how they're raising money. If you're seeing these kinds of money, trillion, hundreds of billions of dollars being raised, and people are focused in on, hey, I think the person got arrested. Do you think President Trump is focusing on this? Nope. He's told Pam Bondi and he's told Kash Patel and those guys to, you guys you deal with that. We're looking at much bigger stuff. But unfortunately, the much bigger stuff doesn't get talked about to you. It's, way over. They fly over it. They don't even try to let you know what the heck is going on. And this stuff is all out there if you know to look for it. AI's mega brain plants could cost $200 billion and suck power like a small nation. Remember the video I put out a couple days ago with Eric Schmidt talking and saying that we're going to need data centers, and data centers are going to require nuclear power plants, and each nuclear power plant was going to use 1 gigawatt of power. Did you forget that? Go back and watch that. Now you're seeing what's happening. I'm going to prove that to you as well. It says by 2030, the top AI data center could pack 2 million chips, cost $200 billion, and draw 9 gigawatts of power, enough to fry your local power grid. Georgetown Rand and Epoch AI found that hardware cost and power needs are doubling yearly. And even the ultra-efficient XAI Colossus is pulling as much energy as 250,000 homes. You think you're going to need some workers and people to manage something this massive in scale? Hell yeah, you are. But nobody's talking about it. Let's see what I got next for you. And this power thing is becoming really big. Amazon and Nvidia say all options are on the table to power AI, including fossil fuels. Amazon and Nvidia told a room of oil and gas executives this week that all options are on the table to power artificial intelligence, including fossil fuels such as natural gas. To have the energy we need for the grid, it's going to take an all-of-the-above approach for a period of time, says Kevin Miller, Amazon's Vice President of Global Data Center, said during a panel discussion on Thursday. Again, this came out today. We're not surprised by the fact that we're going to need to add some thermal generation to meet the needs in the short term. This puck is flying. It's like a slap shot from deep in your own end, and we're trying to catch up, and people are worried about this. And so I'm doing this to show you, get on board. You're not an investor in this. I don't expect you to send Elon any money. Not saying that. But right now, you got to put your training shoes on and go, wait a second, I see where this is going. I need to start training. I need to start doing some exercise, because otherwise, you're going to be left behind. You can say, oh, Barry, you're crazy. But if you're seeing trillions getting ready for the future, and you're still thinking, oh, it doesn't really apply to me. 2030 is, checking my notes here, 5 years away. 5. So that's where it is today. And as this thing continues to grow, and as the brain power continues, it's going to keep consuming and want more and more and more. And it'll be able to do more and more and more. I didn't sandbag you guys, but I've been trying to lead you along to say prosperity is there for the taking. You now have the ability, no matter what your financial situation is, to begin taking advantage of all this and getting ahead of other people. It's just going nuts. The AI boom is coming, and nuclear energy is ready to power it. And this is from the Office of Nuclear Energy, Department of Energy, Governor Nuclear Office. So the breadcrumbs are out there. Everyone's talking about it that should be talking about it, but they're trying to make sure, for some reason, they're trying to make sure you don't know about it. That's insidious to me. I mean, that's absolutely insidious that they'd be doing this. Now, let me show you this one. The data center power demand doubling to 8% of the U.S. power in the entire country by 2030. And you can see how it's just flying. Now, I'm going to take some comments because I got a lot more to show you. But I really hope you're breathing into this and going, is it too much? Is it too much to swallow up? I know when I'm driving around and I'm on the highway with Robin going to like this flower show, I'm looking and going, wow, everything that I see. We go to a restaurant for lunch. All of this, everything, every single bit of your life in some way, shape, or fashion is going to have AI touching it. There's no doubt about it. They're making sure it happens. Let me show you this. Or actually, I'll take some comments first because, let me see. AI seems harmless now. No. Tammy says, very interesting. Don't be afraid of AI. It's like Microsoft Windows. What time is a billion? Every single person commenting right now is using a phone, a tablet, or a computer that 20, 30 years ago didn't exist. And people are like, whoa, I can do all this? I can make all this happen just tapping on my phone? It's just what's coming next. It's coming with Grok will get mad if you purposely try to insult it. I use AI every day of my life. Yeah, they are building a massive AI power center 20 miles from my house in the country. Lori, how many people is that beginning to employ? Because I'm going to show you the massiveness of these so-called data centers. Because people think, oh, it's just going to have a couple computers like an IT center. Oh, no. Barry, there are a ton of free courses about AI in a week. There are already jobs to teach AI without a college degree. How can I say this? I don't want to say this a bad way. If you're going to college and you're not a doctor or a lawyer, everything else is obsolete. It's done. I can firmly say that. I'm going to tell my grandson, what do you want to do? Okay. Well, then you don't need to spend unless you're going to play football. Okay. If he's going to play football, he's going to be a star. Go ahead. Other than that, I don't know if you need to go to college. Even Elon said it. Yeah, it's useless. It's useless. Everything eventually gets weaponized. All right, well, if you're concerned about it being weaponized, what would you do? Ignore it or learn how to use it? I mean, there's a pew-pew sitting in the closet right there. It's not going to do anything unless I learn how to use it. And then I have to go out on, the range and do some things. Otherwise, it just sits there and collects dust. But in order for me to be proficient, I actually have to do something about it. It's just not going, I can't say, hey, go ahead and take yourself out to the range and do something. Welding is my trade. That's a very, very good trade. They better teach it in the Bible. Why would you say that? I believe, to me, I believe God gave us intelligence. Barry, thank you for talking about AI. The genie is out of the bottle. Get on board or get steamrolled. That's the message I'm trying to let you know. So let me show you something about these these data centers, because let me show you this if I can pull it up. Okay, this is one data center, right? So let me get the right window up here so you guys can get an idea from this. All right. Elon Musk and this dated March 10th. March 10th, just as, he was supposed to be leaving, the rumors started coming out and people were like, what's he going to be doing? All right, so Elon Musk XAI buys 1 million square foot site for second Memphis data center. Spend $80 million on 3 land parcels. You read that again. 1 million square feet is the site of this second data center in Memphis. XAI has bought a 1 million square foot, 92,000 square meter site for a new data center in Memphis as Elon Musk looks to expand its Colossus supercomputer. Announced by the Memphis Chamber of Commerce, the land in Whitehaven area of the city cost XAI $80 million. The company has purchased 3 parcels of land at 5400 Tulane Road in Whitehaven through an affiliate company called CTC Properties. It acquired an existing warehouse as 2 adjacent sites totaling 100 acres. The new data center could host up to 350,000 GPUs. Let me ask you a question. Anybody in here live next to the Whitehaven area of Memphis? Did you know that even happened? Did you know that while all this stuff is happening and they're talking about, oh, he and Trump are falling apart, he's out there spending all kinds of money on his second data center in Memphis, which most people don't even probably know it's him. It's under a different name. Oh, wrong article. Wrong button. I gotta push this here. And then you go here. The first data center reportedly runs 100,000 GPUs, but Musk said in October plans are to increase this to 200,000. And the company revealed in December it would eventually like to run 1 million GPUs. 1 million. Reported last month that the company could open a second data center is in talks with Dell over a $5 billion order for new services. The numbers are staggering. Absolutely staggering. 1 million square feet, 92,000 square meters. Nobody's talking about that. It's going to require nuclear power to move some of this stuff, to actually operate it. Let me show you that. Where here it says here. All right, so this one here. Elon Musk's massive, and this was on November 13 for the first one. Elon Musk's massive AI data center gets unlocked. XAI gets approved for 150 megawatts of power, enabling all 100,000 GPUs to run concurrently. So he built one data center in November. Don't know if it's completely built yet, but he got approved for 150 megawatts of power to run 100,000 GPUs. What do you think they're doing with all this? This isn't Starlink. This is all AI. And it's constantly just developing and developing and developing. And, you know, you can be taking huge advantage of this stuff. It's right there for you. But nobody's talking to you about it. This one here, and the numbers, as you see the numbers, they are absolutely staggering. These are the type of numbers that make you think to yourself, what is actually going on right now? Nvidia, this was April 14th, to mass produce AI supercomputers in Texas as part of a $500 billion push. I said all of this just to tell you this is where things are going. And they're going there very fast. And nobody's talking about it. They're completely ignoring it. The media won't talk about it. Nobody wants to mention it. So I think at this point you need to get yourself up to speed to at least begin using it. Absolutely. I mean, it's coming. What's this? Link says, being 78, I wish I could get one of Elon's help robots in our cost in 1 year. Mm-hmm. The paradigm shift is real. It's absolutely real. And I'm going to show you after the break here how real this really is without having to be redundant, because I know some of you guys are probably thinking, how does it apply to me? What can I even do with it? Because that's important. You want to realize, you know, if you're not using Grok, and some of you guys say you are using Grok. Marcus Anderson, embrace the future, old peoples. Absolutely. Let's talk about where'd that one? Barry, what have you heard about Project Colossus? It's one of just mentioned it to you. Just showed you what Colossus was. Okay, so this is an idea. This is something I want to bring up. All right. Jane says, I had to leave for a bit. Did y'all see that Susan Rice is gone? Yep. Yep, Susan Rice is gone. They finally got rid of her. My question with that is, does that matter in your life? Yes, it's news. Yes, Susan Rice finally got the boot. She's gone. But what I'm trying to talk to people about are what are things that are going to improve your life? Some people may not want this conversation. I don't know, maybe people are leaving. I can't tell you, but I just feel it's incumbent upon me to try and bring it to you. And if some people want to use it, then great. So let me show you some more of it after the break here. Let's see what we're going to talk about. What do you got for me? All right. So, want to tell you guys a little bit about, again, Patriot Addict being back with another brand new collector's bundle called the Berry Pack. This Berry Pack is the ultimate Trump collection featuring the Trump sequel hat, which I have right here. Let me put the Trump sequel hat on. I don't wear it the whole time because it's very warm. But this is the Trump sequel hat right there. It's also, Berry Pack also includes the Trump watch that's been selling out nationwide, and of course the Trump blanket, which is right here, which I use often. Let me just show it to you. Back up. This is the Trump blanket that comes with it. So you get the whole kit and caboodle here. You get the blanket right there. You get the Trump watch. You get the Trump hat, and on top of everything else, you get the Trump knife, the Trump red knife, the legendary Trump red combat knife that you guys have shown to absolutely love. This knife will come as a free gift with every Berry Pack that you end up buying. So no shipping charges, no hidden fees, nothing on the knife. So this is all free as a part of what you want to do. My dog is biting my toes as we're talking. All four of these items would normally cost $238, but they're practically giving it away to Fanfare viewers for just $69. And just be aware, prices have already gone up on this, so I strongly recommend you take action now. They set aside just 500 Berry Packs for this audience here, this community, and they're already down to the last few. And I can't guarantee this collection will ever be available again. So scan the QR code right now or visit berrypack.com to claim yours before they disappear forever. That's berrypack.com or scan the QR code. Thank you very much. Quick break.
Back to Fanfare with Barry Cunningham.
All right, so I want to show you specifically what kind of stuff you can do with AI. And I've got a video here. It's about a 9-minute video. I'm not going to play the entire thing, but I just want you to get a taste of what some of these young people are doing. Much younger than me, who have realized this is a future. This is how we can make a living, a very good living. And so I've got a video from a gentleman here who has used AI to develop an entire business in under 15 minutes. Let that sink in. Somebody has developed an entire business in just 15 minutes. Now, I'm going to tell you in advance, This sounds complicated. If you've never heard it, which you need to get yourself up to speed with, it sounds extremely complicated. But when you see the actual things that he does, you are going to realize, oh, it's not really complicated. I just need to pay attention, and I have to learn what he's saying. And I'll jump in. I mean, unless you tell me, yeah, play more, I'll play more. And I'll watch the comments. But I want you to get a taste of where things are going and how you, no matter what your financial situation is, no matter what your age, no matter whether you're disabled or not, here is something you can do to utilize AI. Listen to this.
Breaking news, ChatGPT just launched the AI image generation API. I'm going to show you how to build an entire business with it. No programming experience required at all. You've probably seen the AI image generations with the Ghibli style images below, but now I'm going to show you how to build an unbelievable startup. Check out this tweet from Greg Eisenberg, incredible account. ChatGPT just dropped the image generation API. 8 free ideas someone will steal from me using the new API. I found an idea I like a lot. A marketplace for AI-generated app icons and logos. I'm going to steal this idea and I'm going to show you how to build it right now. If you follow along with this video, you'll be able to steal this idea as well and build your own AI startup. If you follow along with me, you'll learn a ton, your mind will be blown, and you'll have your own business in 10 minutes. Let's get into it.
Before he starts going, because he's really fast, I'm going to show you Greg Eisenberg's tweet right here. All right, so this is the guy, Greg Eisenberg. I run a portfolio of internet companies, CEO of Latch Checkout PLZ. He built companies across, and he goes, my entire content strategy is right there for you. And let me see if I can find this particular post that he's speaking of. Hold on, let me see. There's a code here. While he's talking, I'll see if I can bring up the code.
Let's get into Windsurf. So Windsurf is the AI app builder that's going to help us build this app out. It's free. Download it below. Link down below. I'm going to show you how to build cool apps with it. So here's the prompt I'm going to use to build the app. Feel free to steal it. I put this down below as well. You can paste this into Windsurf and you have the app with me. I want to build an AI image app that uses the newest chat.
All right, let me stop in there. He's using Windsurf. And if you have never even heard of Windsurf, again, this is something that any of you can go to. If you go to, let's see here, let me pull it up so you guys can see what it looks like. 1 second. And this is all with AI. All right, where's Windsurf? Where's the window I need to use to show you this? Hold on, 1 second. Where's my window? Oh, okay, here we go. Well, 1 second. I'm trying to find my window. Where is it? Hold on. Hold on. What? Why did my window disappear? I use different windows all the time, and so I try to make sure I can show you different things quickly and bigger so you can see it. And here we go. All right, here we go. This is Windsurf, just like it sounds. WINDSURF. It's the first agentic IDE and then some. The Windsurf editor is where the work of developers and AI truly flow together, allowing for a coding experience that feels like literally magic. And this is all he's using.
GPT image API model called GBT Image 1. This will be a logo creator software. It should connect to the API and allow the user to enter in the description of their business, and it generates a logo for the user. So basically what it's telling the AI is, I want to build an app. It's a logo generating business. I want to use the newest API. The user could enter in the description of her business and it generates the logo. That's how easy it is to build an app nowadays with AI. That's all you need is this prompt and Windsurf. Let's hit enter. One key thing here as well is I included the link to the documentation. I'll put the link down below so you can steal that as well. This will allow the AI to actually read how the API works so it can build the app. So we sent the prompt and AI is going to get to work now. I'll help you build the logo creator app using OpenAI's GPT Image 1 model. Let's check the documentation. So it's reading the documentation. It's going on the internet. It's reading every article on the documentation website. So it learns how to use the API. Pretty incredible. Now let's look at how to generate an image using the model. So it's teaching itself how to actually use the API. It just teaches itself new skills. It's like in the Matrix when Neo puts the plug in the back of his head. So as you do this along with me, make sure to just accept the commands as it goes through. It's going to create new folders. It's going to write the code. If you get to a point where it says, would you like your code inside a source or directly, just make sure to click on Open in Terminal and then open it up here, and you can hit Enter to continue. And you hit Enter through the options. I'm going to hit Accept on installing the OpenAI SDK. One thing you'll have to do as it goes through here is actually create the environment variable file. I'll show you, very easy to do. I'll show you exactly how to do it. Right-click, New File, .env.local. Enter. This is right in the root of your project. Then you just go in, copy the command it gives you here, and paste it in, and you're good to go. I'll show you how to get the API key in a second. The AI is going to work, write all the files for us, write all the code for us. We don't have to do a thing here. We can just sip our water and watch our AI employee work for us. And as this is going, if you learned anything so far, make sure to leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and leave in the replies anything you want to see me build next. All I do is build really cool AI videos. Okay, it looks like it is done writing code here. One important thing we need to do is enter in the API key for ChatGPT's new image generation model. So follow along with me. I'll show you how to do it right now. If you go to platform.openai.com, you should be able to sign up for their developer account so you can generate API keys. Once you do that, you're going to need to verify. So for their special high-value API keys, you need to have a verified organization. It's very simple. All you do is upload a picture of your driver's license. So if you go to settings in the top right, enter in your organization name, just name it personal. Then you go to verifications here, you click a button, it asks you to upload a picture ID, you're good to go. Once you do that, go to API keys over here on the left, then you can click generate a new API key, and it gives you an API key that you can copy and paste. Once you do that, go into that .env.local file I told you about earlier, paste that in. You should have instructions on the right-hand side as you're doing this that shows you how to do it. It'll say add this to your .env.local file. You put that in there, you put the API key on the right-hand side, the equal sign, you're good to go. Okay.
So right now, some of you are like, what? What is he talking about? Well, he's going to walk you through, and you know, maybe I'll fast forward just to give you an idea, you know, what ends up happening. Hold on. Okay, so he gets to the end of putting all this stuff in, and he goes through the entire prompt and everything he's putting in, then he gets to the end result that this program he's using is going to show him. So look what happens.
All right, let's pull this open. Business logo generator. Create professional business logos with AI. Business description. Describe your...
He just created this. This didn't exist 4.5 minutes ago. He just created that. So now he's got the makings of a business logo generator. Hey, everybody, you know what? I make business logos. I charge $50 for a business logo. Oh, great. Can you make me a logo? I've got a bakery. Okay. Boom. It's right there. He built the system. Like I told you, Elon built the system. Obviously, Elon's stuff is much more in depth. But he found how he could find a business that people could want. You think there are people in your neighborhood around you who would like a logo for a business, or would like to do some artwork for their napkins or their menu? I know I go to restaurants all the time who have to change their menu. I can create your menu for you. I can create a menu generator. From sitting here, putting in a certain prompt, sitting back, and boom, I'm done. Give me 75, give me $100. Took me, I don't know, 15 minutes or less. Watch how he finishes this here, because this is really interesting.
Business values and what it does. Okay, let's say we are a coffee shop that serves the world's best espresso. We also allow piglets to walk around the shop. I always see videos from Japan of like pig cafes where you can order coffee and there's like little baby pigs walking around. I always wanted to go. So let's generate an image for the pig cafe. Industry, coffee, color palette. I don't know, pigs are pink. Let's go pink and gold. I love all these options. A game. I didn't ask for any of these options. I just did this out of the box. I just thought of all these cool things. By the way, I'm using...
That was very important. He didn't even put those things in there. The AI said, hey, listen, we're going to have to offer people these options. So I'm going to make these options inside of the logo generator because we're going to want people to click. Do you want this? Do you want that? And it knew enough to make this thing and have these options available. He didn't even have, he looks at it and goes, oh, I didn't even ask this. I didn't ask it for this. And it made it anyway. Why? Because it's thinking. It knows people may want it transparent. They may want a vector. They may want all kinds of different things. Those of you guys who are involved in graphics, you're understanding what kind of options. And it already asked it. Straight up. So this is something he created. This is the first iteration. Iteration meaning this is the first version of what he's done, and then he can go back in and tweak it as well.
In Claude Sonnet 3.7, so it seems like it's doing pretty well. Let's generate this logo. Let's see what it does here. Takes a second to load. If anyone has used the image generation on OpenAI site before, they know it's first of all absolutely incredible, but second, a little slow, but you get good results, so it's worth the wait. It's worth the wait. Okay, here we go. Your generated logo. I'm going to be honest. That's pretty fire. That's pretty amazing.
Now, from there, because I didn't like it, from there, you could then begin to reiterate. All right, make the pig have a funny smile. Make the cup have more coffee coming out of it. You can do all kinds of things. How do I know this? Because I do it all the time. All the time. And it's so simple. I'm going to show you something here in 1 second. Let me just take some comments and see if you guys, I am 80 and where's it? That's cute. So see, some people like it. Somebody sitting here said, I'm 80 and I use Grok all the time. I don't even know where it went. Black and white TV too. Yeah, I thought it was, so the ladies thought it was cute. I have nothing but time. I'm going to get my training done. Yes, Brian, that is it. You can follow along as somebody does this, and you're going to follow along with me as I do it. Watch what I do right here. And I'll let you guys figure it out in terms of the different prompts. So I'm going to show you in Grok. This is, let me pull up Grok here. I'm going to show you in Grok a very, very, very simple prompt. All right, so, and I use it all the time. Other people use it as well. So here's Grok. Grok, depending on I think it's free for most people. It may be $10 a month. All right, so in Grok, I am going to say, create an image. Very simple. Create an image of President Trump. Let's see. Meeting with Bibi, I think that's supposed to be Bibi Netanyahu. So that's a very basic one. So let's see what it comes up with. And right now it's creating an image and it's moving. So I like the one on the left and I don't like the one on the right, right? So let's say I want to edit this image and I say put an American flag on the desk in front of Trump. Let's see what AI will do. And you can see the prompt, put an American flag on the desk in front of Trump. It may be too big, it might be, let's see what it comes up with. And boom, it put an American flag right there on the desk. Now, if you see below, there's some other prompts you can use. Let's make an oil painting out of it. And I click here, and it's going to make an oil painting of the same thing that I just did. And now it's in a painting motif. The one on the right, don't like it. The one on the left, I could deal with it. I could do in watercolor style. These are very basic things. I'm not really doing anything. This is such a basic image. But I'm going to show you something where you can actually create a business. Yeah, that one on the right looks better than the one on the left. And you could just download that and put it if you wanted to create a meme. But what if you wanted to start a business? What if you wanted to, I don't know, open a cafe, or you wanted to do business for someone in a cafe? So right now what I'm going to tell it to do is create a website for a coffee cafe in Boca Raton, Florida. Watch this. All right, you can see the prompt right down there. Let's go ahead and very basic. And it's going to tell me, what's it going to tell me? Searching. And now it's going to probably ask me, what else do you want in it? Below is a conceptual design for a fictional coffee cafe in Boca Raton called Boca Brew Cafe. I even like the name. Design focuses on a modern, inviting aesthetic that reflects the cozy yet vibrant coffee culture of Boca, drawing inspiration from local trends. Let me stop you right there. What local trends? Well, because they know everything. Twitter, X, is taking all of the things that people talk about all over. And it's like, hey, we heard this, we heard that, we heard this positively, we heard this negatively, so we want to make sure that we don't use this kind of thing that's negative. We're only going to use stuff that's actually positive, and we're going to draw inspiration from those trends and from other successful cafe website designs. So it's scouring the interwebs, and it's running around, and it's finding what's the best style website for the websites that get the most traffic. And it continues to tell you what it did. Since I cannot directly generate or host a live website, I'll provide a detailed structure with HTML and CSS code for a single page website, along with descriptions of key elements to guide you in building it. And what you're going to see right now is going to blow you away. It says, here's the aesthetic, warm, earthy tones, blah, blah, blah. Functionality, seamless navigation, mobile responsiveness. Mobile responsiveness means even people on phones will see the same and have a good experience on their phones that somebody would have on a website. Branding, highlight the cafe's commitment to the community, quality coffee, blah, blah, blah. Key features, a hero section. A hero section is the big part of a website where there's a video or something going on. About section, a brief story about the cafe's mission and connection to Boca Raton. Community sections showcase events like open mic nights, inspired by Third Place Coffee's lounge community focus. I would love to, look and see what is Third Place Coffee's lounge focus. The contact section, location, hours, and contact form. Footers, social media links, and copyright information. It's made all of that with me typing in 2 sentences, or was it 1 sentence? Web designers, you're screwed. I'm just telling you, if you're a web designer, you're like, oh no. All right, so here's what it did. It came back and gave me the code for Boca Brew Cafe website. Below is the code. You can copy this into an HTML file. HTML file is what drives a web page from behind, and a CSS file to see the design. The side link incorporates a watercolor-inspired background, blah, 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 blah. And there's the entire code for the new website. Here's the style sheet. And it goes on and on and on. And let's see what else it's going to have for me. An explanation of design choices, the color palette. It has the hexagon code. These codes here are the colors that they're using on this website that they've just given me the code for. Subtle watercolor, typography. It tells me what kind of headings and everything. It tells me what text it uses. It uses Roboto. I mean, the whole thing, it just built the entire website. How to use this code. You have 2 files, index HTML and style CSS. Copy the respective code into each file, save both files in a directory. And I mean, there's your entire business plan. And I used 1 sentence. And I'm thinking to myself, people don't know that this can do this. And if you knew what you were, and this is just the start. And it's telling you, where you can look at stuff here. Okay, so if you want to host it on Squarespace or Wix for easy hosting, you can do that. This design captures the essence of the Boca Raton Cafe, incorporating, let me know if you'd like to adjust any section. So that's the most important part, because now let's see, I want to say this. Include a map. No, I'd have to put the address because I don't have a map. Include a form for people to sign up for a newsletter. Bam. And now it's going to give me the form for a newsletter. I'll update the HTML to reflect this edition, ensuring the form matches, and it gave me the entire thing again. Literally, if you had a Wix page or Squarespace page or account, and you said design website, and you click a button, and you drop all of this in there, and it's done. Done. And then you can make your tweaks. Oh, I'd like to have a woman drinking a cup of coffee and smiling. I'd like a blonde woman with glasses who looks like she's studious, and she's got her laptop while she's drinking coffee. You have no limits in terms of designing this. You can go as deep and wide as you want. You're not limited by anything other than your idea to think. Before I go any further, let me go ahead and take some comments. Let's see, do they have AI for dummies? I just showed you AI for dummies. I literally built a website in the span of like 2 or 3 minutes. I didn't hold anything back. I did the entire thing in front of you. You can't have much more AI for dummies than that. I didn't do anything. I typed one sentence. Go do it for me. And that was elementary. And you can just keep thinking to yourself, where do I want to go? I mean, the idea with this video tonight is to get you to think and go, wait a second, I can actually do this? Yeah. And once you tell yourself, I can do this, then the next step is to get in there and play around with things and like, okay, I run a handyman service. Can you create a website or a flyer for a handyman service that is in Boise, and here's my address and here's my phone number? Can you build this according to, Joe's handyman? Make it sort of like Kim's. It's one sentence. Just got to learn to be descriptive. Yeah, very descriptive in what you ask for. Trial and error, it worked for me. Yes, exactly. It's all about the words you tell it. Some people who are afraid of AI, well, the AI is only going to do what I told it to do. I said make a website for a fictional business called Boca Cafe or whatever, and it did it. And then once I took that code, I could post it in someplace and go, no, I don't like that color. I'd like to change that to green. And I go back in, change the code, and it makes all the code, replace code this and put it in with green code. I really think AI should be rejected in any and all forms. Well, too late. It's too late for that. I can't speak to that, but what is the URL for the video you showed? With the kid? Let me see. I will have to find it because I downloaded it. You know what? I'll post it in the X group. I'll post it in the X group, and that way you can see it, because I don't remember the URL because I downloaded the video. Do you need a newer computer to use AI? Your computer isn't doing anything. See, that's where a lot of people have to realize Grok is doing it. Grok is going to follow, or if you use ChatGPT or OpenAI, that computer, that's why the data centers, that's why everything they're doing is taking so much power, because there's 5 million people using it right now looking for prompts. How many people do you think right now across the world are using ChatGTP or Grok? Could be millions. And it's having to process all that information simultaneously. And now you see how the largesse of this could possibly be. It could be an amazing amount of data. And then what happens is, now that it's built this site for me, it will say, hey, if the next person that comes in, hey, listen, we built this for this other guy. How would you like to modify it? And it just keeps computing. Oh, Sally decided she wanted somebody sitting there with their child on their lap or something. And it remembers. Okay, this one worked. So it doesn't matter that T-Mobile is trying to get me a job on AI with AI. It looks like this will put certain trades out of work. Web designers, home designers, marketing. Well, think about that. Will it put you out of work, or will it give you more competition? You see, if I was a web designer or a home designer, I would be using AI to compete with other people. So I know that if I'm going to be going up against somebody else that's going to be bidding on something, I would use Grok or whichever one and say, hey, listen, I'm going to go after the clients of XYZ. And their client, Joe's Pizza House, is looking for a new website. But I want it to look this way. So it's all in your ability to make it happen. Me personally, I think it's a tool for a web designer. And think about it this way. You're a web designer right now. And if I came to you and said, create me a website for Joe's Pizza. And you say, okay, and you'd have to come see me, and you'd want to do some different things. You want to make sure that you're building this the way I want to. And then, how long is it going to take you? A week? 2 weeks, depending on the specifications? 3 weeks? 10 days? Or is it going to take you 30 minutes? See, your client doesn't care. Your price may not change, but the time you spend will change. So if you're not competing with AI in your quiver, if you don't have AI as a part of your tool set, you're not going to make nearly as much money as I am. I can pump out designs every 20 or 30 minutes and send them to my client. Boom. How about this one? Boom. How about this one? You're going to charge somebody $1,000 to build a website, $2,000 to build a website. If it took you 20 minutes versus it took you 3 weeks and had 3 or 4 people working on it, which one's more profitable? So I would be right now, if I was a web designer or any of these other businesses, becoming quite proficient at this. And this is the stuff the media is not telling you. If AI can do it faster and cheaper, then you can charge less than a competition and handle more clients. Yes, absolutely. You can create it all on your phone right now. Yeah, because it's online. Please, let's see here. President Trump could use it as a grabber check. Prosperity AI is not at all cracked up to be. Our Lord supplies our needs if can't help some people. You just can't help them. I guess these kind of people are just ones who want to talk about Rachel Maddow and pray about it. God gave me a brain. I don't know about you. God gave me a brain and said, you know what, Barry? You need to be able to continue to develop because I gave you that ability. I gave you that capacity. Don't stay in the same place. Continue. It's not from me. So if it's not from me, then it's from him, and that's what he gave me. So how can that be bad? It seems like you're questioning God's... Never mind. I'm not even good at that. Our Lord gave us the creativity to use the tools in our toolbox too. And the thing with that is, you don't have to do bad things with it. You don't have to go in here and say, can you make pictures of a girl with large you-know-what and have her naked so I could see it? Oh, it'll do that for you. But that's your fault, not the AI's fault. Can you make a bunch of girls with thongs and bikinis on the beach in Miami? Oh, it'll make it for you. It's your fault if you take it that way. It's not... where's my grok? Let me go back to it. Okay. So, let me just show you something, because some of you guys who are saying that kind of stuff, thank you. Let me get to the end here, after all that code. Oh, so down here, you can see the bottom, and the bottom of the page is just like, ask me for whatever you want. It's not suggesting anything to me. It's not telling me, hey, you seen these nudies? I mean, I'm Satan. I got some really good stuff for you to look at. It doesn't say that. It just says, ask me. Now, if I did that right now, if I said, show me or create images of women with large bottoms, with thongs in Miami Beach, it'll make it. She'd come in and kick me in the head. I would feel completely awful, but it'll do what you ask it. But it isn't the problem. You see, when people say this kind of stuff, it's you. Hey, your mind. Your mind when you get in here and go, I wonder if it would do this for me. I wonder if it would, that's you. That tool is a gateway if you aren't straight. I'm telling you right now about how to make images and use it to enhance a business, but the tool itself is basically like a genie. Oh, give me 3 wishes. I want to be rich, and I want to have beautiful women, and it'll give you what you're asking for. So you can never blame the tool. The tool just sits there. Like I said earlier, it's like a pew-pew. It literally, if I don't put something in there, it ain't going to do anything. It's just going to sit right there. Wait until I ask it. Ask me anything. Look, it's not moving. There's nothing happening. Not a single thing is happening on that page right now. You control it. So people who are afraid and they think this is evil and no, that's you. That's not the tool. The tool can't do anything until you use it. In your mind, it may be going, come on, you really want to see the bottoms in thongs in Miami, don't you? Really, you do. See, that's you. See me, I'm looking at it from, hey, can you build this cafe? I'm like, can you build and make these images? Can you give me a business plan? Can you, whatever you want? So maybe that scares people because you've never had the ability at your fingertips. No business coach, no life coach, nothing. You've never had this where you can just go, can you give me an answer? You pray for it, but like for instance, everybody knows I have a bad knee. Does turmeric help with arthritis? And I'm asking it. Did it not go through? I didn't have my fingers in my thing in the box. Does turmeric help with... All right, does turmeric help with arthritis? Spinning. It's searching right now. Turmeric may help with arthritis due to its active compound curcumin, which has anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. Studies suggest and yada yada yada. And look at all the information it gave me. I didn't call anybody. But it gives its own disclaimer. I'm not a doctor. Please call one, but don't share information that can identify you. But he just gave me all that information, and now it's sitting right here. Oh, do you want to know about natural anti-inflammatory foods? It's giving me a suggestion. Yeah, tell me about natural anti-inflammatory foods. What could I possibly eat to make my knee feel better? Okay, and reduce inflammation in the body, which may benefit conditions like arthritis. These foods work by providing antioxidants, polyphenols, whatever they are, salmon, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, leafy greens, turmeric, which you just said, ginger, nuts, olive oil. One click. How about anti-inflammatory spices? Are there spices Robin can cook with that'll help me with my knee arthritis? Boom. It's going to tell me all the different spices: cinnamon, garlic, cayenne pepper, black pepper, cloves, rosemary. Maybe that's why I like peppery stuff. I noticed that. I like spicy stuff. I like when I eat pad thai or curry, I like it a little bit spicy, and it does end up feeling better. Oregano, cardamom. And it just sits there. Anything else you need? Let me know. I'm right here if you need me. So it's not the app. It's what people do with it. Read it. Grok is not a doctor. Exactly. Disclosure. Very lovely show. It makes so much sense. Keep up the fantastic work. Thank you. The big difference is that AI is actually replacing the need for thinking and creating ideas. No, it's not. It's not replacing creative ideas. It's forcing you to be more creative. Don't fear it. The limitations are boundless for someone. See, I don't want to spend too much time trying to convince people what's good for them. I can't make you drink water. I cannot bring people to the precipice of success. I'm only talking about this because so many people can't. Hey, well, I'm on a fixed income. I have this. I have that. I wish I could do this. Well, I'm showing you an option here. Here's an option. Anybody at any financial level in just about any health condition can do. It's only limited by your creativity. Okay. 100% berry. Yes, turmeric helps with inflammation, but you need to add pepper to make it more bioavailable. Okay. How do you do the HTML? HTML, I will do that in another show, because basically you have to have an account at Squarespace or Wix, or have your own WordPress account where you can then just click a button and copy it and paste it. Boom. It literally is that simple. I'm not kidding you. I'm not lying to you. You copy it all, and then you paste it, and then hit enter and like refresh, and like, whoa, that was easy. Yep, that easy. Janet, I'm hearing you loud and clear. Yeah, Jeff, that's it. If you don't want to use it, don't. I'm not offended. I'm just saying there are people I know who want to advance their life, who understand that there's things that they don't know, and the ignorance of just not knowing shouldn't be what holds you back from succeeding. There are many people who have no idea what it takes to buy a house and renovate it and then sell it. It takes a lot of information in terms of how to do it and where to get the money and what should you sell it for and what zip codes, all these different things. You know, I could use Grok and say something like this. I've already done the research on my own, but let's say I ask it a question like that. Here, practical one. What zip codes in South Florida are selling the quickest under $400,000? Okay, so I'm asking, see if it can dig in and find that for me. It may not, because it's behind a paywall, but it may tell me. What zip codes? And sometimes it will stall like that. Hold on, let me just put it back in again. Okay, now it's thinking. All right, so when that kind of a prompt, it doesn't know. Oh, wait a minute. Here it comes. To identify the zip code based on recent market analysis, South Florida market has cooled slightly and longer DOM means days on market. However, certain zip codes remain competitive for homes under 400,000 due to affordability, blah, blah, blah. And there we go. And that's absolutely true. There's a town here called Margate, which does very well for medium. As you can see, the median sale price was $265, with Broward's medium at $620. So it's a middle class neighborhood, and the houses are selling quickly. This area was noted as one of the hottest zip codes in 2022 for quick sales, suggesting sustained demand due to its lower price point. So I would be looking for homes in 33063 that are, because they're moving. Tamarack 33319, Green Acres, Palm Beach County. These are zip codes that are selling quickly to their affordability in a region where medium house prices are significantly higher. $675 in Dade, $620 in Broward, $622 in Palm Beach. Those are the median. So if I didn't know which networks to focus on, if I was just getting into real estate investing, it just told me, hey man, you might want to concentrate in 33063. Those houses are selling quick. So if you can get one and you can make some money on it, that would be a neighborhood to farm. You just got to know what to ask. Let's take some, let's see here. You could code an AI to gather data on people, for example, study their habits and form a model of their life in order to control them. That's using AI. That's not chatting with Grok. Exactly. Let's see here. Amazing. When I built my first website, it took me 3 months with vMix. Yep. There you go. Somebody said I tried the woman thing on OpenAI and it wouldn't do it for me. I tried the woman thing on ChatGPT. Where'd that go? They refused to do so. Go ahead and put it in Grok and watch what happens. What was that comment? How do we know the AI won't eventually deceive us? You don't. You don't. That's sort of like asking this question. How do you know that the liberal media won't deceive you? You see, your objections, when you relate them to older technology, the same question. Would you have ever thought that the media that people listen to every single day would lie like thieves to you? Look right in the camera and lie. People are worried about AI doing it. It's happening right now. You have to realize if you turn on CNN or MSNBC right now, they are lying to people. They are completely deceiving you. You have to have the ability to discern the difference. Let's see here. This is still Grok 3 beta version. And in 6 to 8 months, it'll be even better. It's continually evolving. See, that's the thing with AI. It continues to evolve. It's not static. It's not a cup. It's not a phone. It keeps growing. It keeps living. And it's going to be better in 6 to 8 months. Yeah, selling something. Jennifer says, write a description and price suggestions. Yep. I think I misunderstood the whole point of this. The whole point of this is going to where the puck is going to be. It's a statement I make a lot. Don't worry about where things are now. Skate to where the puck is going to be. And if you're not skating to where the puck is going to be, you're going to be lost. And so people have asked me, can you show me some things, Barry? Can you show me how we get to where we need to get to, despite my financial situation, despite my ability to be able to do just different things physically? And I said, okay, I'll show you. And I'm showing you tonight. It's up to you to do it, though. I can't make you do it. And I'm not going to try and make you do it. I know, you can see behind me right there. There's a couple I'm loaded up with different pictures that Robin has begun painting. And one of the things that got her to really get back into painting is she will do an AI. She goes, show me, like this one maybe, show me a picture of a sailfish jumping out of the water on a sunny day. And she'll see it and she'll like, okay, I'm going to paint this. So she has used AI from zero. She never used it in her life. And I showed her how to begin using prompts. And we don't have a dining room. Robin has a complete studio out there. You think, her studio is actually bigger than mine. Paintbrushes and all kinds of stuff. She's got it all. And in her studio, she's got her tablet, and she'll go in and put a prompt and show me a picture of a seagull flying over a tanker. And she'll look at that, and from freehand, she'll begin to paint it. She needed the creativity, the idea. Oh, that's what it looks like. And she'll look at different ones. I don't like that one. Do it again. Oh, put some more sun on the left side of the bird. And then when she sees what she wants, she's like, okay, I'm going to take a AI-generated image and turn that into a piece of art. And they're all right. Look, there's one right here. Wait a minute. Yeah, there's a fish. And that one's a boat with a fish. And then this one over here is a, what do you call them? Pelican. Pelican right there. She's got all kinds of stuff. This one, wait a minute. This one over here. Up, up, up. It's a small one. That's some coral that she did. Show me coral underwater with a blue sea. And she did it. Oh my God, I just remodeled my kitchen. God helps those who help themselves. You're actually right. And the thing is, it's what, Barry, look up new industries or infrastructures that might be coming to a neighborhood you're interested in. Okay. Let's say I did that. Well, here, let me see if it says. All right, so somebody asked me to, go ahead and let me paste this in here. Jimmy Severino. All right, wait a minute. All right, what? Okay, Jimmy, what I'm going to ask it is, what new industries or infrastructures that might be coming to Boca Raton? Let me put South Florida. Start there. All right, hold on. Let me make it as. All right, so let's see what it says. It's thinking. All right. South Florida, Miami-Dade, and Broward is poised for growth in several industries and infrastructure developments driven by economic trends, population growth, and blah, blah, blah. Here's a breakdown of what's emerging with a focus on how these might influence the housing market. Aerospace and aviation, technology and innovation, alternative energy, new infrastructures, transportation and logic, industrial and commercial developments, aviation infrastructure, and impact on those housing markets from earlier. Critical perspective. Yep, he gave me all that. You asked for it. So now if you wanted to open a business and you can see all these things are happening, or you want to dig deeper, show me the aviation that's going to be happening here. What area is the aviation happening? Maybe I want to do a restaurant or something around that area. You guys are seeing it. You guys are seeing how this thing can go. Yeah, you guys are great for encouragement. Yeah, showing the power of AI in different ways. That's what I just wanted to show you guys. It'd be something one day God could use AI for things. Yeah. You know what? Did I show you the app that creates songs? Actual songs? There's a number of here. Let's ask Grok that. Can you write the lyrics? Okay, this is an interesting one. can you write the lyrics to a country song about a man who finds redemption in Jesus. All right, there you go. Give me the lyrics. And it's thinking. And it's still thinking. This is going to be interesting because now you'll see, is it going to be biblical? Is it going to be off? Did I throw it okay, here's a set of lyrics for a country song titled Redemption on Dusty Road, capturing the story of a man who finds solace and redemption through his faith in Jesus. The tone is heartfelt and reflective, fitting traditional country music style with themes of struggle, hope, and spiritual renewal. And here it is. I was a rambler, lost in a neon glow, chasing whiskey dreams down a lonesome road. My boots were worn, my heart was cold, carrying a load too heavy for my soul. I'd seen the bottom of a bottle, felt the devil's hold, but a whisper in the wind said, son, come home. And then it goes down the dusty road. I fell to my knees, saw the light of Jesus shining through the trees. He took my shame, made my burdens light. In his holy name I found my fight. Redemption called, and I was freed. Jesus saved a broken man like me. Do you think something that's evil could have written that quick? Well, if you're a songwriter, you can take this and go to another AI program and say, write the music for these lyrics. And then you'll have a complete song. And that was very nice how that was written. Wow, yeah, Jesus saved a broken man like me. On that dusty road I was set free. Wow. So somebody said earlier, or right now, that this is nothing compared to what Elon Musk is doing. Of course not. Of course, Elon is at so much a different scale. I'm trying to show you all the different ways that you can begin getting your feet wet and understanding AI. Oh, his scale is rockets and interstellar travel and everything else. But that same stuff that he's doing is being powered by what he's building. Yeah, that was actually beautiful. Yeah, I thought it was too. Wow, that was awesome. Yeah, it was actually a song written right in front of you. 18 questions in 2 hours is a lot. You need to record that one, Barry. No, I'm sorry, I don't play the guitar anymore or sing, so it would sound really bad. These are all on Grok. Can it write books? I would say, instead of writing a book, because then that's not you, Aya, I would say, can you give me bullet points about a book about Chihuahuas? Or how to groom Chihuahuas, how to train Chihuahuas, and then write your own words. But it would write the entire script. If you said, I need 200 pages of text about training Chihuahuas to stand up and take a treat, it'll write it for you. Let's see here. Barry, I like everything you bring to us. If it's not for me, as someone that I know, all information, they're very welcome. And that's it, man. I mean, it's Dusty Road. What a powerful live demo of AI. Thank you very much. And like I said, there's another app that you can put the lyrics in. It'll write a song. It'll actually, write this, put music to this song for me, and it'll come back, and it will be a beautiful song. Trust me. It's crazy. I can only imagine also a good faith to Jesus redemption song. Yeah. Somebody's like, I'm a redneck. All right, so if you like to fish, right? You like to fish? You could put it in the zip code and say, listen, I want to take people on boats and go. Again, I'm not here to tell you to do it. I'm here to show you what you can do. Application is up to you. Doing it is up to you. I know I'll get a bunch of DMs. I know I'll get a bunch of emails. I don't understand pushback here. The pushback is I'm just showing you for free, absolutely for free, how you could enhance your life instead of listening to craziness on MSNBC and CNN. Susan Rice being fired isn't going to change your life. Susan Rice being booted by Pete Hegseth, yes, it ain't going to change your life. I'm looking at executive orders that President Trump is putting out there that he's telling you in no uncertain terms, hey, listen, I'm doing this to make, quote, America great again. But it's a struggle I have when I hear people not wanting to participate in making America great again. You're not watching a movie. This is a participation sport. Making America great again isn't just this guy at Pennsylvania Avenue. Do it, man. Make it work. Oh, no. This is a participation event. It's not going to work if you're relying on him. That's not how it goes. We have too big of a fight right now. We have to get in the game. And he's telling you with these executive orders, and I'm beginning to study some of them if you're not. Again, when you look at the executive orders and what he puts out there, why is he doing it? Why is he showing you? It's like looking at a recipe and then like, well, somebody else can bake it. I'm not cooking. No, you need to be cooking. You need to get your butts out there and start cooking. And I don't expect you to be Chef Ramsay tomorrow. That's going to take some time. But there's no reason why you can't begin doing this stuff. Or not. It's your choice. I'm just opening the door and showing you. I'm allowing you to stick your feet in it and decide, oh, this could work for me. I could do something. I can sit back tonight when I'm off this video and I can watch TV and come up with an idea. Hey, maybe I want to write a manuscript for a show. A script. I can do better than these guys. All they're doing is swearing and shooting. Maybe I'm going to come up with an idea for a show and I'm going to sell it to, a Christian movie place, production company. You're only limited by your brain. Don't allow your brain to be put in a cage. Talk to each other here and say, hey man, what can I do? Maybe you want to be a podcaster. Hey, what's the best equipment? What should I talk about? What are people interested in? You can do anything you want. I remember my mom telling me way back when I was a chubby little kid, don't let anyone ever tell you you can't do anything. It might be, I'm not saying it's easy. Oh no, I'm never going to say it's easy. It's hard. Just think to yourself for a second. Why is nobody showing you this? Why is President Trump's executive orders on a site that many people never go to? Why is CNN, MSNBC, NBC, Fox, why is no station out there, why are very few podcasters out there showing you and saying, here's what you can do to get yourself further in this Trump economy. You can sit back and complain about tariffs and you can complain about what the left is doing and you can watch them complain all day on X, or you can do something for yourself and your family. That choice is always going to be yours. No one's stopping you at this point. Just saying. People have always been fearful of change. Don't let fear be your choice. And see, the one thing about Linda, what you just said there, people always been fearful of change. Change don't wait. Change does not wait for you to make up your mind. The change is going to happen. It's just a matter of you going to be along with it or not. I know some of you guys probably watched the NFL draft over the last couple of days. And Deion Sanders' son, Shedeur Sanders, was supposed to be one of the top 3 or 4 players in the country, and he was going to be drafted. And he dropped, and he dropped, and he dropped. And people said it was his attitude, it was his work ethic, and blah, 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 blah. Whatever the reason was, he finally gets picked, I think, in the 5th round. And people are saying, oh, see what happened to him? See, that happens to somebody who really, 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 really wants to succeed. You take that as motivation. You take that and say, you know what? I'm going to show up. I'm going to be the best I possibly can. And then, we'll see what happens. I remember years ago, in case you guys are too young, there was a guy who was drafted in the 6th round. He sucked, per se. Everybody got picked before him. 6th round. That's out of 7. Out of 7 rounds, he got picked in the 6th round. And now he's arguably the best quarterback to ever play the game. That's Tom Brady. Tom Brady was picked way down, and he kept climbing, and he kept climbing, and he kept climbing. He didn't say, don't think I can do this. Things are changing. It's not for me. No, he's like, I'm going to take this head on. I'm going to make this work. Just like I'm doing right here. Just like I'm doing right here. And, some of you don't understand, and I don't want you to be. Just imagine a year from now. How would you feel if you didn't do anything tonight, or next week, or the week after, and then everyone around you started to do stuff? I'm just saying. Anyway, before I take some stuff here, let me go ahead and not do that, because that would be very, very bad. Hold on a second. Let me do it this way. Boom. All right. See, part of what I do is I end up getting people who want to work with me. And I don't use AI, but I have Ashley. She goes out and finds people. She knows I have a bad knee, or 2 bad knees. She knows I sit in this chair for hours at a time. And she's like, maybe you might want to try this. Maybe you might want to try that. And I end up doing it. And I'm not alone. So if you're like me and you're getting to that age where your body just hurts all the time, then listen up. As I just put in there about turmeric, don't reach for another painkiller until you learn about this little-known turmeric hack for pain and inflammation. You've probably already heard about turmeric being used to fight inflammation and joint pain. Yes, I have. But here's the thing, as somebody said in the chat, not all turmeric is created equal. Regular turmeric powder in your pantry might help a little, but a leading pain doctor from Connecticut discovered a special turmeric extract that is 200 times more powerful than what you'd find in standard turmeric. Now, I don't know if you've eaten turmeric or tasted turmeric or taken it in a shot. And when I say shot, like those high energy shots, but it's very good. It'll snap your head back at times. And when he shared this turmeric hack with his patients, the results were shocking. The turmeric extract attacks pain at the source, turning it off like a light switch so that the pain not only goes away, but stays away. Dr. Josh, the brains behind it all, has spent over 20 years helping hundreds of thousands of Americans finally break free from constant aches and stiffness. And his turmeric hack has been the backbone of their success. Say goodbye to expensive surgeries, pain injections, or ineffective over-the-counter medications. And why I keep looking for this stuff, just to let you know, is I just recently had to go into the orthopedic surgeon, and he stuck me with the cortisone. And I'm like, I don't want to keep taking cortisone. I will take all this different stuff. I will stack it. That's why you see me talk a lot about pharmaceuticals, because I want to make sure, like I did today, walking around with Robin, I'm pain-free. So I personally encourage you guys, and I want you to say hello to a pain-free living. This is incredible stuff, and once I started taking it regularly, I really noticed the difference. But again, you can't just take any old turmeric. So if you want to learn more about Dr. Josh, his turmeric hack, and the exact method for how to use it in your daily routine, just go to goldenrevive.com/Barry. The link is right below this video, and it's also in the description. Just go to goldenrevive.com/Barry, and we got a 90-second break here.
Welcome back to
it's too
Fanfare
funny.
with Barry Cunningham.
When Midas hears me get quiet, he thinks we're at the end, and he gets up and like he starts grunting back here and stuff. Thinks it's time for him to go out. You got a little bit longer, Midas. We got some people to talk to. All right. How do I save a prompt or result in Grok? That's easy. You don't have to worry about it. Let me show you exactly what happens. All right, so let me pull up Grok. How to save it. Let me hold on one second. Let me move that comment so you guys can see this. That's a good question. Very good question. All right, so if you're in Grok and you're doing something, where am I? Okay. One of the things you will notice on Grok, I guess you can't see it. Trying to see if I can move it up so you can see it. Or down. Okay, I moved it down. You see these three things over here? These three icons. The first one is if you wanted to bookmark it. So you could bookmark the conversation. Here, you can also go to chat history. And then the one on the right is new chat. So if I wanted to get out of this particular chat, I could start a new one. Now, if I go to chat history, as you can see, what's going to open up is my chats, my bookmarks, and my images. So it saves it automatically for you. So images, these are the ones I did right while you guys were watching. I've probably got hundreds of images in here. I mean, literally hundreds of images that I've created. So all you have to do, you don't really have to do anything. It's right there. And it's save the bookmark, and you can look at your history as well. So either way, you're good to go there. Let's see what other comments. I am too old to learn new things. Did you say that when you had to learn how to chat? Just asking. Thanks, Beth. How can we create a local meet and greet with Barry? I can help organize that. Would love to have a blast. Okay, I've been meaning to do that, but I haven't gotten around to it, so I shall. Let's see here. What do we got here? Can Grok give you original recipes? Okay. What kind of recipe would you want? All right, let's say one of my favorites. Okay, let's look at one of my favorites here. All right, so let me remove your comment and let's see here. Can you create a recipe with no sugar for General Tso chicken? I used to love me some General Tso chicken. I haven't had General Tso chicken like in years. All right, so boom, let's see it. I don't want any sugar, so I don't want any glaze on it. Let's see what it comes up with. Here's a recipe that avoids sugar entirely, focusing on natural anti-inflammatory ingredients like ginger, garlic, and turmeric. And here it is. Prep time, 15 minutes. Cook time, 20. Total time, 35 minutes for the chicken. What you do with it, tells you what to do. Cup soy sauce or tamari. We would use probably no sodium soy sauce. 2 teaspoons of rice vinegar, 2 teaspoons of water, 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, 1 tablespoon of mashed dates, and it tells you for garnish, instructions, what to do, and how long to do it. Calories 320, protein 28 grams, fat 18, carbohydrates 8 from cornstarch and dates, sugar 0, no sugar at all. Why is it anti-inflammatory? And blah, 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 blah. Bingo. Yep. So to answer your question, yes it can. Yes it can. Let's see. Me too, Barry. Until I saw Chinese food making practice in the dark food. Yeah, I will never eat Chinese again unless you make it yourself. Trump one says I make excellent General Tso chicken. Would love to have it. Yeah. Cynthia's like, woohoo! It does. Yes. You can pretty much do anything. Now, understand what that one person said. This isn't at all what Elon's doing. It had to start someplace. If you had seen Grok 1, now it's up to Grok 3, and it's continuing to evolve. And so, no, you're not going to build a rocket ship, but you can do a whole bunch of stuff. I used it to make Jamaican curry. Very nice. Oh my gosh, there you go. I could write an AI cookbook, and then you can sell it. you can create a no sugar added cookbook with 1,000 recipes in literally a couple days, and then ship it off to someone, and then you got a book. So I've been using, yep, that's what I was saying earlier. Just ask Grok to send us recipes using certain ingredients you have available in your fridge or pantry. Yep, absolutely. Yes, Robin has a new recipe. AI is not evil if you use it like a tool, like your cell phone. But if you use AI to replace God, then that's where you're making a big mistake. It's like a kid sitting your cracking ribs like, oh my God. I just typed in a recipe for fried fish. Oh, you can get even better than that. Okay, you guys are on the recipes right now. I don't mean to take a whole bunch of time, but look, let me. If you did this, you know how people sell cookbooks, right? Like that gentleman, what was his name here? Brian says for fried fish. Watch this one. What this one will freak you out. Create a recipe for fried catfish in the style of Emerald Lagasse. So you wouldn't have to buy his, I said fired catfish. His recipe is inspired by the bold, flavorful style of Emerald Lagasse, known for his southern and Cajun influences. Emerald style fried catfish with spicy remoulade. And there's the whole thing right there for you. Boom. Boom. I think you guys are getting it right now. You're like, wow, this is nuts. This is absolutely nuts. Using an air fryer for the fish. How to cook my fish before I fish. Really, it is. Yeah, it's high protein barbecue blueberry muffins. Yep. Bam, as Emerald would say. So it's all right there for you. You know, I wanted to show you like some of this stuff that was happening with AI, and I wasn't showing it to you from a perspective of you need to be building rockets. I was doing it from a perspective of this is what President Trump is telling us. So forget everything else. Forget recipes, forget this, forget that, forget Elon. If the man you voted for and the man you trust is saying, this is where I'm headed, this is where I'm going, this is where I'm taking this country, perhaps this is something you might want to begin looking at because you trust this guy, you believe in him, you voted for him, you want him to make America great again. And as I said, this is not a bleacher-based activity. You can't sit back in the bleachers and go, oh, that's going to be cool. President Trump's going to do something about AI. He's going to advance it for American youth. Why do you think he's put in there he's going to advance it for American youth? Because those are the kids in the future, those jobs that everyone, our parents had, aren't going to be there. These are the kids, I need to get them going now so they understand this AI, this automation, and everything that's going to be happening with it, and learn how to code or give prompts and work with robotics and all kinds of stuff, because us old folks, we're behind. We are behind. Kids are all over the place doing all this stuff. And he's like, hey, we're going to show you how to do it. I had... You guys have heard of Polymarket, right? Polymarket does a whole lot with being able to show you what people are betting on. And oftentimes the Polymarket polling is even better than, regular polls, because it's actually people putting money down. Did you know that you could make money with AI. Easily. For cents. I mean, seriously, there's a new, relatively new AI. It's called Kalshi, and Kalshi is the first and only federally regulated prediction market in the U.S. And I want to show you some stuff here about Kalshi as they were talking about AI. So let's take a look at this. Let me bring this up on the other page so you guys can see it. Where is it? All right. So this is Kalshi. And it says, I may have to move this down 1 second. Okay. Which AI company will have the best coding model on June 1, 2025? And it goes through all the different ones, and I guess there's 4 more markets. So it's got XAI, which is Elon's, and it's also got Alibaba, Anthropic, Google, OpenAI. A lot of people are thinking that OpenAI is going to be the big one moving forward. But you could come in here and actually bet or put a wager. Let me move that over to the side so you can see it. You can put a wager on it right there and put 87 cents down, or no, 21 cents. So you can bet on whether OpenAI is going to be better, or if you think another one's going to be better. And so here it's almost like playing a little itty bitty stock market. It's pretty awesome, because you can get in here just like with any other online betting thing. I say betting because it's more like investing. It's really more like investing, because after years of working with the federal government, it finally received approval from the government to launch a brand new financial product. Event contracts. So with Kalshi, which you can do here, you can trade on whether events will or won't happen, from major political shifts to pop culture moments, AI, thinking what will be happening in AI. And you can see this question right here: which AI company will have the best coding model on June 1st? Well, you've heard now. You can start watching and you can get in on it, because this contract per se, just like a stock contract, is going to expire on probably May 31st. It probably won't run through June 1st. It says, will the U.S. buy Greenland? You can bet on that. There's all kinds of things you can dig in on here. And Kalshi is also available on Robinhood. And the good thing about it, it's available in all 50 states, making it the first legal place to trade on these kinds of events nationwide. And you can make some money on this. And you can hedge against real world risks. And the prediction markets are often more accurate than polls because they're powered by people putting money behind their forecasts. So when you trade a contract, which is exactly what this is, let's say you trade it for 45 cents. That means the market thinks there's a 45% chance the event will happen. So on your screen here, you can see that the market right now says they have an 87% chance that OpenAI will be the top coding model as of June 1st. Don't know. OpenAI has raised something like $80 billion. Okay, so let's say you opened up a contract for 87 cents, and it does, you get $1 per that contract. So you would, basically come in here and you have a chance to get $1.60 or whatever it's going to be. I'm just saying. So there's so much you can do with AI. It's amazing. And if you'd like to learn more about it, you can go on to Kalshi's website. And if you want to go on Kalshi's website, you can go to kalshi.com/Barry and get a free $10 credit when you trade $100. I will give full disclosure. I play around with it. And I think it's fun. It's absolutely fun to do this kind of stuff because you can learn about the AI and how it's working. Replay Barry now. Your show, you're keeping me sane through my 4 surgeries. I'm glad you give some of these lib nuts my physical. We'll be back to the news. Every once in a while I want to interject different things because it helps me. I want to stay fresh. I want you to stay fresh. I want you to participate. I want you to learn something that possibly you hadn't thought of before. Understanding there's so much available for you. So much. I love the fact that people are like, hey, can you can you do this? Can you do that? I'm like, yeah, you can do it. Elon basically created OpenAI with his funding is now it's valued at $90 billion. $90 billion. Think about that. AI has already shown to be deceptive and able to lie to its creators. AI even will be even capable of doing things that we can't even predict. Does that sound good to you? Again, don't do it. You will never see me say you have to do this. It's up to each individual and to use their discernment as to what is and what isn't. I don't have a dog in your fight. If you don't think it's worth trying to learn, don't. It's really that simple. I'm not twisting anybody's arm. My total objective here is to show you that other people are spending literally trillions of dollars to develop this. They are putting so much equity into this entire sphere, ecosystem, that I'm pretty sure some of these people have looked at this and looked at everything from left to right and said to themselves, you know what? This is where things are going. So if you don't feel like doing it, it's not costing you anything. These people are spending trillions to develop this. I would think if they're spending trillions to develop this and your president is acknowledging it and saying, we need to be the leader. See, that was the whole reason for me even starting to talk about AI. President Trump, if he said, hey, listen, I don't want to get anywhere near this AI stuff. Nope, we're not gonna touch it. Then no, I wouldn't be talking about it. But the guy you voted for, it doesn't make any sense to me when people say, hey man, this could be bad. Oh, it could be bad. The milk you buy at the supermarket could be bad. Doesn't mean you're not going to buy milk. Don't make any sense, man. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. If this was like a virtual thing, I'd be giving you a virtual slap. Doing like Cher in that movie. Wake up. Wake up. Stop. Absolutely stop, man. Billions and billions and trillions of dollars are going to be made over the next 5 to 7 years, whether you play or not. Maybe that's why. You know what? Maybe that's exactly why. You're seeing some of the comments here. Maybe that's why President Trump said, for today's youth. You see, he must understand, and people have probably told him, hey, Mr. Trump, some of these people who are older are going to have hesitancy, and despite you talking to them, they're just not going to do it. So why don't we put our focus on people who are open? Why don't we put our focus on the youth and show them, because now they have time to develop in this new technology. You know, today I saw a video with the Marines practicing jetpacks and chasing boats on jetpacks. And I thought to myself, wow, we have reached the Jetsons at this point. I refuse to try and twist anybody's arm. Refuse. Not gonna do it. It's up to you. It is totally up to you. For this old lady, I want to know more. See, and that's the thing, Cynthia. Just knowledge. The thirst for knowledge. I would hate to be somebody who goes, I don't even want to know about this. Like, huh? You don't want to know? This is something that's going to be the future of our country, and you don't want to know? Man, sorry. I'm really sorry. Going rogue. I'm 64 and down. You have the time. Yeah, if you got the time, there's nothing stopping you. Imagine you dig into this. I'm gonna leave you with this. Imagine you dig into this, right? And you see all these things that you can ask it, all kinds of different things. What's the best hook to use when I go fishing? I want to create a fish tour. I want to take people fishing. Where's the best way, the route for me to do it? Can you help me write comic books? I'd like to write Christian comic books. Can you show me how you would do the artwork and everything? Anything your mind can think of, you can now begin researching. And you never have to act on it. You're just like, I'm just learning what this does. Robin has been, as I told you, she's making those paintings and stuff back there, as you can see. Those are her paintings. And people watching have seen those paintings. And when somebody emailed her and said, Robin, your stuff looks like Guy Harvey. And Robin was like, who's Guy Harvey? And I told her who Guy Harvey was. She's like, really? Hey, if you're getting those kind of compliments, she goes, maybe we should put them on a t-shirt and sell them. And it was like, okay, so maybe we can create a website and sell Robin's t-shirts. And understand, here's where the fun part is. We create this website and we put up her artwork on t-shirts. And when we put them up there, we say, the t-shirts are $25. Okay. And we never have to look at it ever again. You're like, what do you mean? So you create a website with AI. You integrate Stripe so you can get a payment. You put it up. People go to the website. They buy or they don't buy. If they buy, the money gets transferred to your account, the balance, and the other amount to pay for the shirt goes to a provider that basically integrates with your website. So it's just found money. You sell 100 shirts at $20 a pop, you get 20 grand. Let's say it costs you $8 or $9 or $10 to do the shirt, and with shipping and everything, your profit on it, Robin, is going to be $475. That $475 goes to your account every single time, and the other amount goes to the provider. You never even have to look at it until you want to add another item. Think you could do that? Think you could come up with something that you could sell, tie in with AI integration so it automatically feeds to a provider and you just check the bank account the next day? Gotta think. I said, somebody says, I said thank you to AI. AI replied, you're welcome. Yeah. Going Rose said, dang, yeah. Drop shipping, exactly. Redeemed Patriot said, yep, that's called drop shipping. Who's Robin? Robin is my dear wife. And AI has models. Yes, Beth. So when I said you can, give me a picture of the chick in a thong with the bottom hanging out, walking on the beach in South Beach. Well, I could also say, can you also, instead of that, can you make a pretty woman with blonde hair and blue eyes, and she's got a t-shirt on with that work on it? Yeah, here you go. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be the bad stuff, but you're right. You can create the models. They're making videos of these models at this point. You wouldn't even know the difference. I mean, here, let me see if I could find one. I could show it to you real quick. To show you how. Let me go on X. Let me put this in here. All right, so I put in show me. Okay, look at this, just to give you an idea what popped up when I said this. Okay, this was the first one that popped up. Let me get back to where we were, and AI generated version of me, wrong nose, my book, right name, wrong front cover, and my breakfast perfect. The jewelry and activity trackers are missing, but wow, just wow. That is a AI generated picture of a woman with her book right there. This is the actual woman. Let's see how closer that came to her picture. That's her picture right there. And that is completely AI generated. Let me see if there's anything else. I'm trying to see if there's a video of somebody. Oh, this will blow you away. This, these two will blow you away. I mean, just it blew me away when I saw this the very first time. It's insane. All right, so I'm going to show you two AI generated advertisements. Ready? All right, so let's look at this one. And prompt photo. Okay, so this guy actually gives the prompt. Photorealistic surrealism, full-length shot, Taiwanese beauty wearing clothes suit made of banknotes, fashionable and stylish, stunning off-white background. He used Kling AI, and can you tell that's not a real woman? So yeah, advertisers are in big trouble because you can do something like that. Completely made of AI. But if that scared you, this one gonna blow you away. This one, I saw this one and I was like, you have got to be kidding me. Look at that. That is a woman walking through, I don't know if it's Japan, I think probably downtown Japan. And it moves the camera as she's coming forward. This stuff is wild. Absolutely wild. Let me see if I can show one more for you guys before I get out of here. Let me see what else we got here. See if I can find one more. Let's see here. I'm looking for a video instead of just a picture. Okay, here's one for you. Let me put this up. You guys can tell, because Beth was absolutely right. You can create models and... Okay, look at this one. This is the prompt. Look how long this prompt is. A collage of close-up shots of a young woman with radiant pink hair showcasing her joyful personality. And this thing must be, what, 300 words, 200 words? And here's the picture. Here's the video. You're only limited. Yeah, somebody's like, we need to get involved now. We sat back and didn't before, and look where that got us. Absolutely. People are having trouble distinguishing AI from reality. Yep, that's true. Come on, Barry Man. Why do we have to learn about AI again? You don't have to do anything. I keep getting those kind of comments. Why do I need to? You don't. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. However, as I've said many times, I like to skate where the puck is going to be. And that's where it's headed. There is no doubt. You cannot deny that's where we're headed. We're already there. It's only going to get better. It's only going to get even stronger. You will go to movies real soon and not be able to tell. Yeah, you will not be able to tell what's real and what's AI. You will not. You'll come to a point. Here's something that should probably scare some people. You're going to get to a point where you go to a restaurant and you're talking to a screen and a robot brings you your food, and there's nobody else there. Nobody. Yeah, there's no turning back. Nothing will be impossible to achieve. Einstein said, imagination is greater than knowledge. Yeah, exactly. As long as they make it clear that what you're watching is animation. They're not going to tell you that. You know what's really funny? You know the guys who did the FAFO video? Well, they submitted it to Spotify and a bunch of different things, and they were hoping to make money on it by copywriting it. You cannot copyright AI images. That's crazy. Did you download Grok 3? No, Grok 3 is online. I haven't downloaded it. It's right there. Barry, I love it. I have so many ideas. Yeah, you're probably going to have a lot of ideas. Linda's like, that's crazy. Oh, yeah. Exactly. All right. Well, again, I'm not going to promote or advocate anyone do something you don't want to do. I'm going to close by saying it again, once again, that President Trump is taking us there, and it's up to you what you want to do with it, and how you'd like to make it work. And that's the truth of the whole matter. It's a technology that is growing, and people are spending billions and billions and even trillions on it. Every time he has one of these businesses that come in and they say we're going to put 500 billion into AI, now you know what they're building. Now you know specifically what's coming. So it's up to you, but it's there. And I just wanted to spend tonight. It's a Saturday night. I wanted to do something different so you guys can see it. All right, super chats. Please consider interviewing Marcus Lemonis of Camping World. Yeah, he would definitely be a good interview. Hey, Tommy, the fact that those Dems supported Kamala and Walsh to the extent they did, they are in this forever, just as we will always believe we are righteous. They have nothing. Nope. Franco, thank you. Fume Drummer, how can I be sure I'm using American AI? Are there multiple sources? Are the American AI providers the same type of people that run YouTube? Well, you know, Elon's AI is XAI, so you know it's him. OpenAI, I believe, is owned by or founded by an American. I'm not sure what the investment is in it, but if you want to start with XAI, you can go there. He's American. Franco, very like you showing us how to prosper versus mainstream media message of doom and gloom. I can't take it sometimes. I mean, yeah, I could have done a video tonight and showed you all the crazy stuff the left is saying, and it's the same thing every single day. Hate Trump, hate Trump, hate Trump. Mr. Anderson, Barry, that's the secret of AI learning at home for our children of the future. Extra high IQ for the demands in America. Mr. Anderson, making children the best they can be. Also us MAGA. Yes. It's investing in XAI for sure. 25 to start. Wow. Awesome. Jobs for 9. Barry, thank you for start looking into semiconductors and metals beyond gold and silver. ETFs, thank you. If you see the future, there's no excuse to not make money. I've heard so many people in our chat saying I'm on a fixed income. I'm disabled, and I'm this, and I'm that, and I'm like, have you realized how much is out there for you? What you can actually, what you can, and it's funny because as I was watching, I knew where I was going with this for quite some time, and I knew a lot of people weren't ready for it. I'm looking at the stats on the video, and I can see a lot of people left, and that's okay. That's why I did it tonight on Saturday. Who's this? What's it say? Oh wow. SB just said he got the gold medal in pickleball in today's doubles tournament. Awesome. But yeah, AI can be used as a weapon. Okay. How does your television stack up? Is that being used as a weapon? I don't know. Is your news being used as a weapon? Yes. Born on the 4th, Professor Barry, I've been in the habit of having a pen and notepad ready for your show. Knowledge is power, and we must question everything and all sources. Thank you for writing. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. God bless America. Aaron Cohen is talking about Israel's AI weapon, no escape. Yeah. Mountain Goddess, I'm reading you loud and clear. Good for you. Intrigue Tech, Elvis Graceland home is in a Whitehaven of Memphis, in case anyone isn't sure where it is in the state. Wow. So if you know, they just built a 1 million square foot data center near Whitehaven. What do you think is going to happen around Whitehaven? You think there might be some business opportunities in the coming, 12 months in terms of the construction people needing food, maybe needing places to stay. You see where I'm going with that? James Hammond, we will have to use more than nuclear. I live a few miles north of gigawatt coal-fired power plant. Nice. How much does it cost to use AI? I have a X membership, but I think the membership I pay like $18-20 a month. But it's not expensive. Fume drummer, I wonder if AI could create a better processor that uses less electricity. Actually, no, it's an electricity gobbler. Gary, Barry, please show people how Grok can help study the Bible. Explain John 7:17. All right, let me go ahead and copy that. And as soon as we're done, we'll go ahead and do that. Mr. Anderson, easy to make money with little to no cash wisely. Sorek, can you post a full original AI video of that guy talking on YouTube? And what is your email if you can spell it? Because I'm blind. Indeed, help to buy a knife. Showmail@fanfareshop.org. SHOWMAIL at FANFARE shop SHOP.org. Yes, I will be posting that on X. God bless America. Yes, it's what someone does with it once the info is in it. I'm not trying to fear it. Really, I am. Linda H., thanks for the info. I just sent an email to my investment guy telling him I want to buy stock in XAI when they go public. Yes. FB, thank you. Barb Johnson, I'm a retired teacher, 70 years old, Christian woman, and the most exciting thing I've ever heard. Wow, that's awesome. Awesome. God bless America. So Barry, is AI just taking the place of all these apps on my phone? Depends on what apps you have. I'm not sure, but pretty much. Neo, Barry, thank you for the demo. AI is a tool. Agree. Learn it. Mama Mima, there are two types of people. Some hope, pray, and wait. Others sweat and strive. The first never learn growth. Others rely on their own strength. Don't learn faith. The Lord wants a collaboration, a true relationship. Indeed. Tania says, Barry, if you asked AI to create an image of women with a big bottom, Robin would be right to give you a swift kick in the butt. And did you notice where it said history up there? Yeah, if she had to walk on a computer, what's he been making or looking at? Mariko, using Grok to help me write my reports for work. Awesome. GG Crafts, can Grok create a list of the steps on where to get a host for a website? How do I link a way to pay? I'm 74 and ready to go. Yes. So I'll show you that in a second. You're saying where to get, well, it said it in that prompt I did. It said Wix and it said Squarespace. You can actually get websites for relatively cheap, $5, $10 a month. And then if you ask it, can you show me how to integrate the payment system Stripe with my website? Tasmanot, I thought you were advocating people to learn to code and build AI. If you're talking about using Grok to help with everyday things, I thought everyone did that already. If not, then they probably should. Yeah, no apologies needed. Tasmanot, I'm trying to start on I guess the first step. There are so many people who have never even looked at Grok. Yeah, and people like you maybe are 6 months down the road, a year down the road, you've seen what can happen. But yes, learn the code and build the AI. That's what that video was. Mr. Anderson, best advice to seek a financial advisor. Edward Jones is mine. Ask them investing in Grok. Okay. Fume drummer, I wonder how a songwriter would copyright an AI song. Easy. So let's say you took the words that they just wrote and you changed some of them and you put your own spin on them before you record the music. You just wrote the song. Just like that. Kenneth Vincent, Barry, I have a lot of respect for you. You speak to reason and logic. Remind me of what I taught my kids. Thank you. That's very nice. Mr. Anderson, fishing guide service, 20-foot jet sled, 300 seats times 4 every day in the Pacific Northwest. Retired, of course, mates 2 freebies. Wow, nice. Redeem Patriots, ask AI if beds are real. If so, when they will be publicly available. Don't know, but you could always ask it. Make like Model Ts. Thanks, Barry, for sharing the potential of AI. There is no limit for its use from home use to creating businesses for income. Absolutely. Homework. Everyone create a new fanfare profile for next live. Maybe you can win a hoodie. Redeem Patriot. Ask AI who created the universe. Interesting. Let me go back here. Fume Drummer. What happens when all the USA centers are built and the Democrats take charge? We're screwed. No, they need them. They need them too. They may decide they don't want the power structure, but they need them. It's too much money. See, if they want to turn this off, well, they want to destroy America. Ezine Anderson, I'm about an hour behind. I live in Memphis in the Whitehaven area. Had no idea the data center was being built. Drive right past Tulane all the time. Thanks for that. See? Nobody's talking about it. He lives in Whitehaven, and they're not even talking about what happened. He's got 2. AI Assistant, thank you for this great information. I'll be featuring a few clips from this video on my channel launch in 2 weeks upon launch. We will go slowly and do projects with AI. Good for you. Cuckoo Chachu, thank you, Barry. Moondust, Barry, understand the movement to AI for the world domination. However, I feel it will cripple our society because people won't know how to do things for themselves. Unfortunately, we have to. There's so much automation right now that has completely changed society as we speak. The only thing that would, as you said, cripple our society is if people don't learn. If you don't learn, you will be taken advantage of. You will be usurped. You will be rendered obsolete. I would think people would want to make sure that didn't happen. Theo. Barry, nobody should worry about AI as harm in any way humans. We should worry only when mix humans' brain cells with AI because nobody knows that outcome. That would be scary. Patty Seabald, thanks for sharing AI. I learned how to use computers back in the 80s and it changed my life. I'm 78 and I see a whole new future for me. Good for you. Good for you. All right, before I go, somebody asked about this prompt. Let me put it in here. All right, so somebody said, explain John 7:17. Let's see what it says. I'm interested. Let's see what it says here. It's cooking. John 7:17 says in the new NIV translation, anyone who chooses to do the will of God will find out whether my teaching comes from God or whether I speak on my own. This verse is part of a larger passage where Jesus is teaching at the Festival of Tabernacles in Jerusalem, addressing a crowd skeptical of his authority and claims. Here's a breakdown. And I think it does a pretty good job. In essence, John 7:17 invites a personal experiment. Live out God's will and you'll discover the truth of Jesus' teachings through that obedience. It's a call to action as much as a statement of faith. I think it did it, right? Okay, so all right. I see people commenting about how it's bad and everything. I'm like, that's up to you. Hopefully, for the rest of you guys, you saw some things that pique your interest and that you want to move forward with, and that's all I can tell you. All right, we'll see you tomorrow earlier. Robin and I are going to dinner in Miami, so we'll leave here probably about 3, so I may have to go earlier. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in on a Saturday night.
That's a really good logo.
Oops.
I really like that logo.
Wrong one. Okay.
It's clean, simple design. I like the colors. It really did follow.
Let me go here and go here. I hit the wrong button.
Bye.